Nigeria. Nigeria was the only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Nigeria was yo. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. For the poor. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what be here. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media. No more bad government. The number one media in Nigeria. No more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what you? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what the voice for the voiceless. Niger watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless.
Umuwame.
Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Niger watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing, and we recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Niger watch you.
Be presidents, and they're not going to be judges, they're not going to be attorney general. They are going to be common citizens, and they have a feeling that this man, maybe some of the things he's saying, I agree with him, and why are you prosecuting him? And they will protest. Your job is to manage the protest, to see that it's lawful, and then take a lesson from that protest to say, okay, the public is getting heavily invested in this matter. If we still want to prosecute, then we need to make it clear and make the prosecution more transparent. If we think that there's a political solution, which during my presidential campaign at that time, I gave clear political solution to the problem, and that political solution will solve most of the problems. And if there are crimes committed, then you need to identify the crimes committed by that person.
So you believe that a political solution should be applied in Nnamdi Kanu?
As president, I'm not a prosecutor. The way the law is written in Nigeria, President Tinubu cannot say this person is guilty of a crime, it should be taken to court. He says, really, like, he's not in charge of law enforcement. That it is the job of the Attorney General, with the Director of Public Prosecution, with the police. A political leader does not criminalize his citizens. So if you charge someone to court for a crime, and the Attorney General feels a crime, if the President sees the situation that it has some political content in it, it doesn't stop the political leadership from finding political solutions. At the end of the day, where the political solution has been found and the criminal offense is still pending, there are ways. That's why in the end the President is given power for clemency. And so because they see that in some situation, yes, law enforcers will see that you have committed an offense, but it will turn out that there's an overarching political or social environment that warrants that the best way to resolve that problem may not be through prosecution alone, because you can put the person in prison and the subject matter still continues. My own reading is that first, if Kanu wants a political solution. He needs to renounce some of those things that are considered to be divisive and problematic for the country. It's both ways when you're looking for a political solution. There are enough leaders at national and regional and state level that could do all that engagement. But you cannot continue to, I'm not saying it's equal to that, but let me give an example of similar things done in the country. You will see there was a time they had Igboho. He was said to have committed some offenses, and they bombarded his house, tried to capture him. He ran out. Somehow it's been resolved. Igboho is a Nigerian now, moving freely like any other Nigerian. I think that a similar thing can be done. And what I suspect is that Nnamdi Kanu has a role to play in it as well. Because if you want a political solution, you need to renounce some of those things that are not consistent with good order, law enforcement in the country. And you will see that even Mandela, they started with, we will kill the white people, we'll deal with them. But when they were working towards solution, they started talking about we're all South Africans, we need to be more inclusive. So everywhere where a political agitation has come up with political solution is that people start to mellow in their approach to it. But the government of the day will not surrender to an individual. So everybody who is helping Nnamdi Kanu and those who are involved should also talk to them so that the idea that we are one country, you have a right to express your opinion. In the course of doing that, you may get carried away and you may fall into some crime if you're not careful. But when we are finding political solution, that's not the time to criminalize. So that is my own approach in leadership to it.
You said something very important, talking about clemency and the powers of the president, which has come under scrutiny in recent times. A number of articles have been written, and their titles have been quite interesting. But you said that a political leader does not criminalize his citizens. What do you make of the president's latest list of pardons, which has caused an uproar? Do you think that people were right to have raised the objections that they have raised, or do you think that this is well within the powers of the president, who should not see or should not criminalize his citizens? What were your thoughts on the latest list of pardons granted by President Tinubu?
The president obviously has a constitutional prerogative to show mercy and to show clemency and to issue pardons and commutations. It's just that for some reason, the president is not competent in the discharge of his duties. And the incompetence of the president is caused by the incompetence of the presidency and the attorney general. Because typically the president, as head of state, because the head of state function to show mercy, they would give his subordinates guidelines, like, I want these categories. And then these people will be trustworthy enough to know that justice is a very careful scale. So if there are 3 people arrested for a similar offense, on what basis will I release 1 and keep 2? Or will I release 2 and keep 1? So it's a very sacred thing, because you are now showing the public where the value of the president is with regards to justice. Now, you have to govern your processes. But whether you are looking for a list of people to give palliative to, number of families to give welfare to, appointment of people, conferment of national honor, anything that has to do with the use of discretion, the people in government abuse it. And because the president is incompetent in many simple ways, he would append his hand and think later. So, because of that incompetence, and when you say, look at, oh, why are you being released? No, so there are competencies in even the way a president walks, the way he speaks, including, for example, the way by Onanuga who say, I speak for the president. Anybody who uses the name of the president to talk has to be presidential. I saw my learned friend, Voila, struggling profusely to explain the meaning of so-called genocide. citizens to come and resolve Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Because the only way they can participate is just to express their opinion. They have limited information regarding the matter, but there is the sentiment that the trial has been too long. They may not know what is the cause of the delay. And our constitutional requirement is that justice delayed is justice denied. So it is up to the court to say, in a criminal trial, I give you defense 3 months to close your case. I give you prosecution 2 months to close your case. So everybody has a role to play. So you cannot say the trial has been on for 7 years. The judiciary has a role to play to say, we are serving the public. We don't want to look like there's no justice in Nigeria. So if you come to my court, I give you 3 months. If you don't, I close you. And that is how it should be. But the people in the public are not going to be presidents. They are not going to be judges. They are not going to be attorney general. They are going to be common citizens. And they have a feeling that this man, maybe some of the things he's saying, I agree with him. Why are you prosecuting him? And they will protest. Your job is to manage the protest, to see that it's lawful, and then take a lesson from that protest to say, okay, the public is getting heavily invested in this matter. If we still want to prosecute, then we need to make it clear and make the prosecution more transparent. If we think that there's a political solution, which during my presidential campaign at that time, I gave clear political solution to the problem, and that political solution will solve most of the problems. And if there are crimes committed, then you need to identify the crimes committed by that person. So you believe that a political solution should be applied in Nnamdi Kanu? As president, I'm not a prosecutor. The way the law is written in Nigeria, President Tinubu cannot say this person is guilty of a crime, it should be taken to court. He says, it's not in charge of law enforcement. That it is the job of the Attorney General, with the Director of Public Prosecution, with the police. A political leader does not criminalize his citizens. So if you charge someone to court for a crime, and the Attorney General feels a crime, if the President sees the situation that it has some political content in it, it doesn't stop the political leadership from finding political solutions. At the end of the day, where the political solution has been found and the criminal offense is still pending, there are ways. That's why in the end the President is given power for clemency. And so because they see that in some situation, yes, law enforcers will see that you have committed an offense, but it will turn out that there's an overarching political or social environment that warrants that the best way to resolve that problem may not be through prosecution alone, because you can put the person in prison and the subject matter still continues. My own reading is that, first, if Nnamdi Kanu wants a political solution, he needs to renounce some of those things that are considered to be divisive and problematic for the country. It's both ways. When you're looking for a political solution, there are enough leaders at national and regional and state level that could do all that engagement. But you cannot continue to, I'm not saying it's equal to that, but let me give an example of similar things done in the country. You will see there was a time they had Igboho. He was said to have committed some offenses, and they bombarded his house, tried to capture him. He ran out. Somehow it's been resolved. Igboho is a Nigerian now, moving freely like any other Nigerian. I think that a similar thing can be done. And what I suspect is that Nnamdi Kanu has a role to play in it as well. Because if you want a political solution, you need to renounce some of those things that are not consistent with good order law enforcement in the country. And you will see that even Mandela, they started with, we will kill the white people, we'll deal with them. But when they were working towards solution, they were started talking about we're all South Africans, we need to be more inclusive. So everywhere where a political agitation has come up with political solution is that people start to mellow in their approach to it. But the government of the day will not surrender to an individual. So everybody who is helping Nnamdi Kanu and those who are involved should also talk to them, so that the idea that we are one country. You have a right to express your opinion. In the course of doing that, you may get carried away and you may fall into some crime if you're not careful. But when we are finding political solution, that's not the time to criminalize. So that is my own approach in leadership to it.
Then the eyes have it.
Mr. Senate President, please, may I speak? I'm a woman, and abortion has to do with women. It's very important, sir.
Let us go to clause. This has been stepped down in totality. Yes, you distinguished senator, distinguished senator. This has been stepped down in view of the conviction, but if you have anything to add, you can say.
Thank you very much, sir. Senator Natasha Kogi Central. Sir, this borders on abortion. And
yes, Senator, your mic.
Mr. President, we have been tutored over and over that when a matter has been concluded and you have dropped the gavel, in this particular case, to allow for more conversation, if you grant exemption to distinguish Senator Natasha, then you must extend the same extension to us, in which case our rules will become meaningless. I think the rules should be obeyed. We have said more discussion, which allow her to make any input, and I also intend to make more input. I think that is the whole essence of deferring it. To continue the debate, many of us will rather debate it here. So I think my distinguished sister should agree that these are the rules. And those rules have to be followed. If you begin to exercise discretion of granting exemption here, you have to grant exemption there, and here we shall have no rules. Okay, I think the rules should be fair, and they should be applied the way you have done, even when I try to...
Distinguished Senator Oshiomhole, I must add that I'm not a spirit to know what the senator wanted to say. The senator said, I want to say something. But if I knew, I would have referred her to Rule 52, sub 6. Rule 52, sub 6 says, it shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the Senate has come to a conclusion during the current session, except upon a substantive motion for rescission. So since the Senate has come to a conclusion and has stepped down this, it shall be out of order. So I ruled Senator Natasha out of order. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
President, please, may I speak? I'm a woman, and abortion has to do with women. It's very important, sir.
Let us go to clause. This has been stepped down in totality. Yes, you distinguished senator. This has been stepped down in view of the conviction, but if you have anything to add, you can say.
Thank you very much, sir. Senator Natasha Kogi Central. Sir, this borders on abortion. And
yes, Senator, your mic.
Mr. President, we have been tutored over and over.
All right, on this particular one, you all can see that how this woman was treated at the Senate, you know, by Senator, or what was his name again? Senate President Akpabio and Senator Oshiomhole. And you can notice how the Senate President, whenever he wants to call Natasha, is always saying distinguished senator, distinguished senator. He doesn't mention Natasha's name at all. But when you want to call Oshiomhole or other senators in the House, he mentioned their names. This whole thing is just too much. It's too much. But meanwhile, I would like us to hear what Mama P have to say on this.
You are a leader. In fact, because of you, a lot of us went into activism. We drew inspiration from when you were Labour chairman. Your doggedness and intelligence was why a lot of us young then say, I know some of us, though a lot of change, but after then, some of us drew trends from it. You see what happened yesterday? Now, bad thing, okay? Very bad thing. I watched the plenary from starting to the end. Therefore, say you be our own wine. Now, me say we not tell you truth. So if the whole Senate is maltreating Senator Natasha, not you, comradeship is all about solidarity. If anybody will be the puppet of Akpabio, not you. Are you not a better name? Not you, sir. For those that are watching this video, this is what happened. The last time that they did plenary sitting, they did not allow Natasha to speak. We even came online to say, okay, the Senate president is allowed to call whoever he wants. You understand? Even if we know for our mind, say, but then again, everybody just moved on. She actually went on live on her Facebook to say, oh, this is what I wanted to say, but since I could not speak on the floor, these were my thoughts. So yesterday's plenary, a lot of us sat down to watch it from starting to the ending. And we saw this same thing repeat itself. How can this woman be raising her hands for almost 1 hour, 2 hours, we are not calling her? If she's still suspended, let us know. We're freaking talking about abortion, something that affects women. Is it not only natural that you call the female senator that is there? Out of all the men that were there, only 2 were women. People of God, to form a quorum, to be able to have a sitting, you need 2/3. If they have 109 persons in the Senate, you need 2/3 to form a quorum. 2/3 is about 73 or so. So if there were 73 people there yesterday or more, only 2 were women. Help me ask Akpabio, is it not natural that those 2 women speak? No, the whole woman go fit tell you how it feels. Say you jump thieves, 10 of them rape you, you eventually carry belle, and you want to go abortion, and they'll come tell you say na illegal. Now woman go fit explain to you, so not be illegal. How can you give love to a child whose father is a bandit and raped you on an express road? There are topics that women should be at the forefront chanting. At that point, they are not senators representing their constituency, they are representing the full Nigeria women. There's a lot of branches as it regards to this topic. Women there should have been allowed to speak. Even the woman where you call, she no raise her hand, she didn't look interested in the conversation. You just call her because you didn't want to call Natasha. Natasha was right there raising her hand, waving, raising her hand. May you call her, you refuse, Akpabio. If a girl with you, they fine, talk. For our Epa Adams Oshiomhole, she on her mic to get the attention. You are ruling on this thing. You've not called me to talk. We are talking about women. You shut her down, Oga. Why? Is comradeship not about solidarity? Are you want to swear Ogun now? Say you know they are well waiting that they do Natasha. You stood up and say if she talk, that means I'll be allowed to talk. Oga, you had spoken before. I saw when you raised your hand and they called you to speak. You were raising your hand to speak for the second time. That's when they did not call you. All of you almost spoke. Natasha never spoke even once for something that pertains to women. And even the Women Affairs and Committee, Reti Kingibe was not even there. You guys are serious, I beg. But you say this thing, what are they call for? One day we go on sauna.
Wow. It just look like nobody can talk to these people. They just do whatever they like and that's it. You know, that's how it looks like. It's very unfortunate. We're going to be talking on this particular matter extensively. I just wish women would join here because if you check the panel now for a while, on the panel, Madarita is the only one that is always available on the panel as a woman. She's doing her best on the panel, while on the phone, women are taking over. But we need more women to be joining the panel, to put your voices out there. You can't leave everything for men to be doing. You know, I appreciate every one of you right there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Mother for Mommy Diaspora, good evening to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for that. You do appreciate you always. Thanks for always being there for us. Happy midweek to every one of you right there. Abu Azi, thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for all that you do. Love Maduka, Mr. Johnson Emmanuel. Thank you very much, sir. Debsy, I can see you. Thank you, Madam Ahmed Bright. It's been a while. Good to hear from you. Michael Carter, thank you. Oyi Desmond, thank you. Discussion Channel TV, Patshad No Fame, dear sister, I can see you all right there. Press on the like button, help us to share, guys. Take our voices far. If you can't, press on the dollars and encourage what we do here. Dixie Dagbo in the building, thank you very much. Good evening to you. Sesmo, I can see you. Thank you very much. Kiss Geraki right there with us. Wisdom Lucky, thank you very much. Sabovo Kongai, Manda Peggy Modi, good evening to you, man. I appreciate you all. Abdul right there with us. Thank you very much. Good evening to you. I appreciate you right there. Princess Angela TV in the building. Thank you very much. Victoria Stephen, I can see right there. Thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. And Rita, good evening to you, man. Thanks for that. You do appreciate you. Then we have more people right there already. Guys, just press on the like, help us to share. Love Manduka, thank you very much, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for always being there. I appreciate every one of you right there. In case I don't mention your name, it's not intentional. Just do your part by helping us to take our voices far by pressing on the like button. But meanwhile, I would like us to move on with Oshiomhole on this bill.
Defilement of a minor should be different from that of rape. For a minor, this is a kid who is not capable of consenting or otherwise, and whose life can be destroyed almost permanently. Those involved in defilement should suffer greater punishment. I propose that it should be 20 years if you defile an underage. Because I've seen cases of boys and girls under 10 years old, 5 years old, defiled by adults.
You have proposed that for minors, defilement should carry 20 years. Any seconder?
Yes, sir.
Yes. A more severe one. There's a motion. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion, ably moved by Senator Adam Oshiomhole.
For minors.
For minors. That the penalty should be 20 years instead of 10 years.
20 years.
20 years.
Imprisonment.
I so second.
And no option of fine.
No option of fine.
So is Senator Aledo, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to propose a more stiffer punishment for defilement. Life imprisonment. Because in other crimes, actually it's life imprisonment. In fact, capital punishment. Particularly in India, Pakistan, and what have you, it's capital punishment. But here we can reduce it to life imprisonment.
DSP, the motion was on 20 years, but the counter motion is on life imprisonment.
Mr. President, we don't have that in our rules. Once there's a motion, somebody seconds, then it will be put to vote. If he fails, then he can raise his own motion. We don't have this. It's alien to our rules.
But we bear in mind.
It's alien.
We bear in mind that he has a counter motion.
You can do that, but he knows it's an experienced legislator. He knows at this point you cannot change this. You should put to vote, defeat it, then you bring forward his own motion.
Okay, those in support that defilement of minors should carry 20 years imprisonment in the act, say aye. Those against say nay. Okay, so that is defeated. Yes, you can now move. Your mic.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting in the chair. My distinguished colleagues, I want to propose that the punishment for defilement is for minor is life imprisonment.
So in this case, it doesn't matter whether it is a woman or a man that does the defilement. The most important thing is that if a woman lures a minor to defile, life imprisonment. If a man lures a minor to defile, life imprisonment. Any seconder, Olamileko, because you feel very strongly about this. You are going to make sure that nothing like that happens to Ogun State.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting as chair. Adeola Solomon Olamileko. I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Senator Adamu Alero. I so second.
Yes. Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded that any defilement of a minor in Nigeria henceforth should carry life imprisonment. Those in support say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. They are not here. But is there any option of fine? No option of fine. So the motion is carried.
Okay, now why didn't these people, although this motion I support it 100%, life, in fact, capital punishments, that's what I support. You know, for those people defiling kids and all that, children, you know, that should stop. They have passed it now. That's a good thing. But still, why can't they use the same opportunity to say that henceforth we are going to have zero tolerance for corruption in Nigeria? You know, anybody caught with corruption, especially those in government, should be life imprisonment or death penalty. Why can't they do that? Why are they shying away from that? Why are they selectively choosing what they want to pass law? That means they have power to do these things. They are only selecting the area they want to talk about, right? I'll leave that for my panelists to handle later on. But meanwhile, let's move to Oshiomhole.
With an update to the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest on Monday, where despite court orders, protesters led by activist Oshiomhole Sowore trooped out to demand the release of the leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra. Well, on Tuesday, a magistrate court ordered the remand of Aloy Ejimako, one of the lawyers representing Nnamdi Kanu, in Kuje prison. The police arrested Ejimako after he joined protesters demanding Kanu's release and charged him alongside 12 others with various offenses, including criminal conspiracy, disobedience of a lawful order, inciting disturbance, and disturbance of public peace, contravening sections 152, 114, and 113 of the Penal Code law. This development has escalated the controversy surrounding the protest, while legal observers note that while lawyers have the constitutional right to peaceful assembly, their arrest during the protest they participated in adds another layer of complexity to an already contentious case involving freedom of expression, the right to protest, and due process. Well, activist Oshiomhole Sowore, in response to this detention, actually put out a post on X, and he wrote, "It is unfortunate that the Nigerian Bar Association has remained quiet regarding the unwarranted and unjust detention of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, Aloy Ejimako and Barrister Okereke Kingdom Nnamdi. President Afam Osigwe, what is going on? Hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu now." In the meantime, the Center Against Injustice and Domestic Violence has called on the Nigerian Bar Association to take immediate disciplinary action against Aloy Ejimako for alleged professional misconduct. In a statement, the group condemned the lawyer's appearance at the protest ground, describing it as a clear breach of professional ethics and a violation of Rule 33 of the Rules of Professional Conduct for Legal Practitioners 2023, which deals with sub-judice statements. And according to the rule, and I'll read the statement in part, it says, a lawyer or law firm engaged in or associated with prosecution or defense of a criminal matter shall not, while litigation is pending, make or participate in making any extrajudicial statement that is calculated to prejudice or interfere with the fair trial of the matter, adding that the law expects that lawyers argue their cases in court, not on the streets, in protest grounds, or on media platforms. I mean, Vimba, I'm coming to you. Mr. Ejimako's participation in this protest is, they say, is tantamount to trying to sway public opinion and, by extension, the court's view on the matter still under education. I mean, your thoughts on, some of all of these things that I've unpacked before, we discuss on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu as well, because I believe that he has also filed.
Yes, very complex issues. And I think in this instance, I always like to say two things can be true at the same time. The first issue is dealing with
to enter his defense and inform the Federal High Court of his plan to call a total of 23 witnesses divided into two categories. Well, among those listed as compellable witnesses are former Minister of Defense, General Theophilus Danjuma, former Chief of Army Staff, General Tuko Boratai, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, Works Minister Debu Mahi, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, and Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. The detained IPOB leader told the court he would testify on his own behalf, providing a sworn account of the facts, denying the allegations, and explaining the political context of his statements and actions. He requested a 90-day time frame to conclude his defense
defense, given the number of witnesses. I mean, Rufai, what a dramatic turn of events. You know, Kanu's lawyer has been remanded in Kuje Correctional Center for participating in the protest. The timing and Kanu's decision to personally sign the notice raised questions about his relationship with his legal team and suggest a significant strategic pivot in his defense approach, potentially signaling his readiness to confront, the charges directly after years of legal challenge. People would say, I mean, he had no choice. Right now, his lead counsel is in detention. He has to, I believe he also is a lawyer, he says, Nnamdi Kanu. I've said some places that he said that.
You see, if we want to build a nation, let's build a nation. If we want to be hypocritical, let's be hypocritical. For all of those that are saying Ejimako has no right of protest, and I'm not a lawyer, so please, you can challenge some of my thoughts, but I'll think freely on this. And they are claiming sub judice. We have all been on this table where many cases that are currently in courts have been come to discuss here. You remember? Can we even go back and point out a couple of things? Anyway, we remember the debacle of Natasha, and we remember how people were coming to discuss the case while even the judges said they shouldn't discuss it here. Do we remember? Why didn't the legal disciplinary committee, where did they called in then? This case has it's been on for a while. You remember that at some point during President Buhari's administration, some Igbo leaders, even when the case was in court, went to prevail over President Buhari for a political solution. Were they sub judice then? I'm talking about those Igbo leaders. Yeah. Recently, we've heard that governors like Alex Oti and a couple of other governors, I think governor of Imo State, have been talking to the president about a case currently in courts. Can we also deem those as sub judice? So please, I don't know anything in law, but I just think out loud. So please, you can educate me. I'm open to education. We will learn more. No. So I want to learn.
A huge debate about it.
And that's why I'm asking. And I've cited by position. Now, were these engagements sub judice, the one that the great elder statesman from the South is that even finally passed after that negotiation with President Buhari at an early, was a former federal minister in the 60s in this country. They went to President Buhari to ask and beg that Nnamdi Kanu should be released political solution. The governors that have been talking to the president as regards that, are these also sub judice? Because when you say, okay, Ejimako went to protest about a case in court and you say, okay, sub judice, you should know better. Now he's been detained and, he's been taken against his right. We forget he's a citizen first. Well, those other instances were they sub judice. That's just what I want to. And please, let's also put a background on this case. We've also had a court in this country that have said Nnamdi Kanu did no wrong and should be discharged and acquitted, and appeal courts, before this case had been taken to the Supreme Court. So let's also put that in the context of this conversation. Right. Nnamdi Kanu saying he wants to go ahead with his defense process. Yes, he has the rights, but also it's only incumbent on let's even make a verification if he was the one that listed these people out. And let's make a verification on that process that was said that came from him, and let him go through his defense. A man has a right to be able to defend himself. Right. I am not saying that we should not, have a definitive stance on the rule of law in this country. But all I point out every day is the hypocrisy.
The selective application.
I mean, there are people now that we see them carrying guns and everything, bandits, having peace meetings and all that. Nobody have arrested them now. Okay. Their matter is not in court, it's not sub judice now.
All right.
So that one is out there. Then secondly, we have also seen people that were pardoned, bandits, criminals that were pardoned. All we're also saying is the political solution that you feel was good for the bandits that people speak for, give it to this man and charge him that if any other thing is done again, then actions will be meted out. That's all what a lot of people are calling for in this regard.
Yes.
That's just it. So if you call him all sorts of things, you call him a terrorist and everything, but you've done it for some bandits in the past now, why is his own different?
All right.
That's all I'm asking. All right. I'm not saying I support the way he went about it. I'm not saying I support all his abuses.
All right.
You did the same process people are saying do for this man, for other people that we saw. You even rehabilitated them. Like Dr. Bati said, you give them ashwebi and jollof rice and pepper soup. These are people that carry gun. No? I'm not sure Nnamdi Kanu ever. Did you ever see any gun is not going to shoot people? But these are even people that carry gun. No? That
kill criminals.
That criminals that committed heinous crimes. So
all right.
You gave them a waiver and you said they should be good members of society again. All we are just saying is for the sake of balancing and for the sake of let's have fairness.
All right.
Let that same thing be done to Nnamdi Kanu, and let's also charge him that all the insecurity there that people attributed to you, let it stop.
All right.
So that at least when Nnamdi Kanu is out of the picture, anybody that does this thing again, we say, okay, we know this is criminality. That's all I'm arguing, you know.
The names that he mentioned, though, as compellable witnesses, I mean, I wonder how that will play into his, defense and all of that. He's asking for 90 days. I believe the last time there was a ruling by James Judge Omotosho, he had said that Nnamdi Kanu should, conduct his case within 6 days. So I don't know. I mean, he's now asked for 90 days. It seems like another extension. But yesterday was this Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, and there were many dimensions to the protest. We saw a clergyman calling out notable pastors, including Pastor Enoch Adeboye, as well as Pastor Tunde Bakare, saying that instead of enjoying tithes and offerings, they should be present at the protest. Well, the same priest was seen running and taking cover after police dispensed tear gas. Let's take a look.
As an Episcopal Lord, I was expecting to see my colleagues. I've not seen anyone yet. I've not seen Pastor Adeboye, Enoch. Where is he? I've not seen Pastor Tunde Bakare. Pastor Tunde Bakare, where are you? You came to the streets to dislodge Goodluck Jonathan for his good economic policy, social reform. You people knock him out of Asura. And today, one man, the country is on that stage. And you people are busy. You are enjoying your tithe and offering your church. Come out and speak for justice. What did God Almighty say? I do not delight in your tithe and offering. I do not delight in your burnt offering. Justice is what I ask you.
They are shooting. They are shooting.
I'm sorry, I have to out you, Mumbai. Mumbai has been cracking up. Is it your constituents or constituency? No. Both of you.
Yes, they are big pastors.
They are big pastors. So but he did make a valid point. And I think the reason why he called those people was because they were out during the time of, those protests. I said you should not talk. Okay, 30-second comment.
Thank God you recall that they came out in their youthful days. Has anything changed?
No.
Pastor Adeboye is 83 years old. Pastor Bakari just turned 70. Let the youth go and use their strength to protest because of the altar. Because they've done their own. And I mean, I think that maybe we should call the younger ones to now take on the baton of defending and going out there to protest. You can protest in many ways. You don't have to go on the streets.
Yes, it was just that funny part where he was...
No, that was...
he should have stood with his full chest.
I applaud him coming out. I applaud him coming out to express his right as a citizen of Nigeria. It was very good.
Absolutely. Well, all right. Let's now turn to the Nigerian Senate, where a heated clash occurred on Tuesday, October 21st, between Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, and Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan regarding a controversial abortion clause in the Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill 2025, which aims to strengthen laws against sexual offenses, including prescribing life imprisonment for child defilement. The dispute arose shortly after the Senate voted to step down the bill for further deliberation. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan attempted to reopen discussion on a sensitive abortion-related clause, prompting immediate objection from Senator Adams Oshiomhole, who raised the point of order, arguing that it was against parliamentary rules to revisit a matter that had already been concluded by the Senate. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
Support, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Mr. Senate President, please may I speak? I'm a woman and abortion has to do with women. It's very important, sir.
Let us go to clause. This has been stepped down in totality. Distinguished Senator, this has been stepped down in view of the conviction, but if you have anything to add, you can say.
Thank you very much, sir. Senator Natasha Akpabio, Kogi Central. Sir, this borders on abortion. And
yes, Senator.
Mr. President, we have been tutored over and over that when a matter has been concluded and you have dropped the gavel, in this particular case, to allow for more conversation, if you grant exemption to distinguish to Natasha, then you must extend the same extension to us, in which case our rules will become meaningless. I think the rules should be obeyed. We have said more discussion, which allow her to make any input, and I also intend to make more input. I think that is the whole essence of deferring it. To continue the debate, many of us will rather debate it here. So I think my distinguished sisters should agree that these are the rules.
I'm not a spirit to know what the senator wanted to say. The senator said, I want to say something. But if I knew, I would have referred her to Rule 52, sub 6.
All right, that section. Akpabio went on to rule her out of order, but I must say that he did show grace. But, you know, Natasha being a woman, I believe, should have been given the floor to speak. I watched the proceedings and debate, and she appeared to have been calling to speak for minutes before that debate was closed. The bill was subsequently referred to the Senate Committee on Judiciary and Human Rights for further review. However, we're getting reports that women groups are planning to issue a statement to stop the review and demand a public hearing instead, objecting to the passage of the amendment. Now, when you look at some of the sections of the abortion clause in the Criminal Code Act, it appears quite controversial and confusing. I did look at it. For example, let's read that section 4, the amendment of section 230 on supplying drugs or instrument to procure abortion. Section 230 of the Principal Act reads in part, any person who unlawfully supplies to or procures for any person anything whatever, knowing that it is intended to be unlawfully used to procure the miscarriage of a woman, whether she is or is not with child, is guilty of a felony and is liable to imprisonment for 5 years. I mean, this is such a huge debate. This debate highlights, the controversial nature of abortion legislation in Nigeria. Ayo, before I come to you, I'd like to take some reactions on X. But like I read in that section, the idea of miscarriage of a woman, I mean, that's, that also probably was what she was trying to debate. It's not miscarriage of a woman, it's miscarriage of a fetus. There is nobody that willingly wants to miscarry a child. It's an involuntary action, correct? But let me take some reactions on X. This person wrote, Senator Natasha has a valid point. Issues like abortion affect women directly, and her voice deserves to be heard. Silencing her only shows how male-dominated the system still is. Rule of order or not, the Senate should at least listen when a woman speaks on issues like this. Another ex-user wrote, abortion is not the only sensitive thing discussed in the House, but the rule must be followed. There is a channel everyone in the House can make points when a case has been closed. She was not silenced. The House was just reminded of the proper thing to do. Another ex-user wrote, we don't have many women in the National Assembly, and since it's a deliberation on a topic that concerns women, she should have been given the chance to air her views. Rule or no rule. Finally, an ex-user wrote, see men talking about abortion like they get pregnant. That was actually my favorite ex. But this is such a big topic. Yes. Worldwide, in the United States, senators get removed for, some controversial comments about abortion. But like I said in my opening statement, I believe that she should have been given the floor, even if it was for 30 seconds. Yeah. Senate President Oshiomhole Akpabio heard her and was about to give her the floor until Senator Oshiomhole intervene.
Okay, so what I want to interpret from that interaction is that Senator Adams Oshiomhole is a stickler for rules, irrespective of what happens. But there's such a thing as discretion. And I believe that it is in the power of the Senate President to have discretion as to, okay, this matter, even though it's been stepped down, because of the nature of it and the fact that we have only 4 women in the Senate. Senator Natasha Akpabio, Senator Ekpalibo Banigo, Senator Idi Atolunronti Adebole, and Senator King Igwe. 4 of them. Out of the 4 of them, 1 woman has consistently had her voice, tried to have a voice in the Senate. I don't know why. I don't know where the other 3 senators are. Maybe we should also spotlight the fact that despite the fact that women are disproportionately not represented in the Senate, we don't even hear the voices of those who are represented. I like the fact that you noted that she had raised her hand earlier whilst the debate was still going on, and this is not the first time. We don't want to make it seem as if it's a victimization as a result of what had transpired prior. I don't want to say that that is what is happening. I don't want to believe that is what is happening, because that's a hollow chambers. I want to imagine that they'll be very professional. Now, on a topic like this that involves women directly, at least 1 female voice ought to be heard.
I think one person spoke and backed the amendment, saying that it should be increased to 5 years. The felony punishment or the punishment should be increased to 5 years.
Yeah, but no, in terms of for the abortion conversation and nitty-gritty of it, I believe that what the Senate President did initially by using his discretion to say, okay, you know what, speak up, and then was in order.
I thought so
we understand the rules, and people talk about rules and rules, but rules are made for the people and to enable a smooth running of the process. In extenuating circumstances like this, where you feel that the conversation will be made richer or be made robust and it's more inclusive, especially by the primary stakeholders, I thought that at least that discretion ought to have been extended to her. And this is also to make a bigger plea for ensuring that the voice of, this is not Senator Natasha Akpabio anymore. This is Kogi Central speaking. They must recognize that. Because when you silence the voice of 1 person, you're not just silencing her voice, you're silencing the voice of an entire constituent. You're silencing the voice of an entire demography, which is the women of Nigeria, whom only 4 of them out of 106 of them represent. And so I think in that regard, that ought to have been done. That's so simple.
In all fairness, quick comment. I commend Senator Akpabio because he exercised that discretion.
He did. He did very well.
It doesn't mean that if he does otherwise, I will not say it. I will say it. But on this, I commend Senator Akpabio. And I don't think Senator Oshiomhole should have just come in there. He just allowed the woman to speak.
That is it. But now the matter has been, pushed to a judicial review. Like I said, some women groups are trying to...
Town hall. That's
what they're asking.
That's what
the women
they should have that.
Want a public debate. The matter should not be debated by only men and just 4 women and all of that. There should be a public debate and all of that. But we will follow up on the story. But also kudos to the senators for bringing these sort of sensitive issues to the floor of the House. Meanwhile,
because I said free Nigeria. Are you not actually mad? What's happening right now in Nigeria is disgusting, and I'm so surprised that not many people are talking about. Something on my other post saying, yo, you're not even Nigerian, bruv. Why are you talking? Since when do I have to be a Nigerian to scream free Nigeria? Like, what? Do you think everyone screaming free Palestine is a Palestinian? Like, are you mad? My Christian brothers and sisters and children are being slaughtered in Nigeria, and people act like I'm not allowed to say nothing about it. But these times, when it's other religions being persecuted, the whole world comes together and we all defend it. Why, when it's Christian lives, no one cares? Like, I have not seen anyone else from other religions coming out and saying free Nigeria, they are persecuting Nigerian Christians. Why not? But when it's other religions being persecuted, everyone defends it, bruv. This just shows me the imbalance in society, I swear to God. Like, how is this topic not on the news 24/7 right now? The Nigerian genocide. Why is the media trying to hide this away from us? There's a whole genocide going on in Nigeria. They're persecuting Nigerian Christians and no one's talking about it. This just shows me that the mainstream media is very scared, because we all know the people that are doing this to the Christians in Nigeria, but because they're very violent, no one will talk about it. I don't give a flying fuck how violent these people are. What they are doing in Nigeria right now is wrong. If you know what's happening in Nigeria is wrong, make sure to repost this video and get this message out there.
and Tinubu's Special Advisor on Media and Policy Communication, Dr. Daniel Boala. How nice to see you again.
Thank you. My
It's
pleasure.
been a while. I started feeling like you were avoiding us.
Not at all. Not at all. Everything is going great.
Well, good to see you.
Thank you.
Now, what specifically did you, and by extension the Tinubu administration, set out to achieve with your visit to the Secretariat of the Christian Association of Nigeria?
So thank you for having. First of all, Christian Association of Nigeria was not the first organization we visited. A few days prior, we visited the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. And then we took a step to meet with the Christian Association of Nigeria. And in the coming days, we are going to meet with the Conference of Bishops of Nigeria, Charismatic Bishops of Nigeria. The visit is more than just a familiarization tour. It's a visit to be able to engage and continue the dialogue around and I want to repeat it, around the so-called genocide campaign that was started far away from the shores of Nigeria by Senator Ted Cruz. And we have our in-depth reason as to reason why he pushed that narrative. But we had a very good engagement with the Christian Association, and by extension, I'm a member, being a Christian. And it was a very fruitful meeting in which I stayed from the video, if you play it, or anybody who sees it, from the beginning. And I've always said that in all of our engagement. We have not come to seek the endorsement of that body. We have not come to change their mind. We already know what their position is. Khan had already issued a position prior, saying that they believe there is a Christian genocide. Even when we had the first visit with PFN, they said that they are very excited about coming, but as of today, their position stands that they are not deviating from their parent body. So nobody is in doubt as to the position of Khan that they believe there is a Christian genocide. Now, why we say dialogue is important is that we went to tell them from the government side, we hold a strong belief there is no genocide of Christians. There are insecurity situations across Nigeria in which all citizens of Nigerians have been affected, but certainly not a religious base. And it is okay to disagree and still continue the dialogue. So there is no problem, as it were, with the position they are having and the position we're holding. But if you bring facts on the table, fact against fact, even on the evidence of the report upon which they form their opinion, which I will tell you tonight, that there is nothing suggestive or the fact that there is a Christian genocide in Nigeria.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the issue that they're concerned about.
Right.
The issue in their statement, and I'm looking at that statement now, is that they're saying that your press statement, these are their words, that your report falsely suggested that the CAN president, Archbishop Daniel Oko, dismissed or downplayed the ongoing killing by describing them as a so-called Christian genocide. And they're saying that they didn't do that.
The so-called Christian genocide is what has been in the air while he was reacting to what we term as the so-called genocide. He now gave his remarks. Now, in that same press statement that we released, and I urge Nigerians to read, everything he said was captured there. Everything he said. But in addition to it, we also have an audiovisual, a video, in which everything he said is contained in that. In which one, he said that CAN maintained their previous position as expressed in their statement.
Yeah, but as I said, that's not the issue. I mean, you're quoting those things. That is not their issue. Their issue is that you referred to them as saying that it's a so-called Christian genocide.
We did not.
And they said, let me just make the point, they said that portrayal, this is their press release, is completely false and grossly unfair.
That's their opinion.
The meeting was recorded by CAN's media team, and at no point did Archbishop Oko use such words or express such a view.
Yes.
Referring to the tragedy as a so-called genocide trivializes the pain of countless Christians who have lost loved ones, homes, and places of worship in targeted attacks.
You see,
that's the point they're making.
It would have made sense if you say trivializing killings and insecurity. That means you are abusing the sensitivity of Nigerians. Then we would, if we had said so, we would feel bad about that, which we never did. But if it is because we said the so-called Christian genocide, I want to say for the opt-in time, I still maintain the narrative that there is a Christian genocide is a so-called, is false, misleading, agenda-based, and tended towards destroying this country. So
to be honest with you, Daniel, there are a lot of people in this country who would agree with your assessment. But that's not the issue. The issue is that you took those words, according to Can, because I wasn't at the meeting. You took those words and put it in their mouths.
No, so what they that's not what
in other words, you put it in quotes. You said, you described them, you quoted Archbishop Daniel Oko as describing them as a so-called Christian genocide. That's where they have a problem.
So there is a problem of understanding. And with the deepest regret, it is sad that they can go that far. Because if we intended to get them to cause something like that, would we have issued the statement in which everything they said was contained there? Would we have released the video in which everything... You see, let us not politicize this issue. I want a constructive dialogue. If you want me to prove to you that there is no Christian genocide, I can prove it to you based, in fact, on their own report. You see, everybody has to have a premise for taking a position. The report they relied on, because I didn't even know. So in the course of our conversation, the director of media, I think he's an archbishop, and with the greatest respect to them, he now asked me, have you by chance come across a report by Observatory for Religious Freedom in Nigeria? And I have never come across that. So he read certain facts from his phone, from that report. Then I told him I undertake that I will read the report. Honestly, when I read this report, that report strengthens our own case as a government. Let me even tell you briefly. First of all, because I'm a researcher, I love research. Anybody who believes in research will look at the methodology of the research. In the methodology of that research, they said, number one, they received data, one, from their own researchers, from local media, from NGO, and then the third one, they said development partners whose names are withheld for security reasons. In that same report, they said that it is, in fact, the development partners in the course of the research that raised the issue of religion in the research because older partners did not capture it. Meaning that the identity you are hiding is the identity that included the research to look at how many Christians are killed or not. And we'll come to that in 1 minute. Now, look at the entirety of the report. This is what the report says. First, the report captured 1st October 2019 to September 2023. And in the whole of the span of this period, there is only 4 months that affected the government of President Bola Tinubu. And they have not released data that suggests that within this period, insecurity has increased to a point where it justifies the narrative that there is a Christian genocide. In other words, I am reusing the report of yesterday to judge this president. But let's take it a step further. Even in the context of that report, they said Muslims are killed by the same groups that kill Christians. Muslims are abducted by the same group that abducted Christians, except in their proportion. Then in proportion, they will say, let's say in proportion, say 70% of Christians, 40% of Muslims, 20% of Christians, 15 or 7% of Muslims. Can you, in all honesty, in a research where you bring it on the proportionate level of percentage, now go ahead in the same sentence to establish genocide? Genocide is an intentional killing of a group because of their identity. In most cases, it is by state, but the intent has to be established that there is a coordinated.
You don't know this, but I'm currently fighting a hidden war in Nigeria, especially with the business people. As a matter of fact, they will do anything possible for me not to land any container for that country, because they know that anything will make that man succeed in bringing one container, prices of some certain things will crash, right? And with this thing will happen between me and B-Lord, with my China trip, and the kind of calls I have received, it don't really open my eyes to a lot of things, right? I guess somebody, my friend, my very good friend, very influential, top police officer, called me recently, and he said, that another police called in to tell him that, bro, that he's hearing something, that why am I putting my mouth in car business? That one pass. Another top celebrity for Nigeria, very popular, very, very popular, come and say, Taki Alpha, what did they happen now? I hear this about business. Try come on your hand for this business. Now, I don't see what really they go on. But as I start to calculate based on the orders when I get for this XR to 17, how many orders have I gotten so far? Let me open this your phone and match the calculator. I have so far so good. I've gotten 233 orders from the people who don't pay. Now, 233 orders. How much am I selling? I'm selling at 280,000 against the 450,000 where B-Lord be one sell. Now let's calculate 280,000 naira times 233 pieces. It's going to give you 65,240,000. That is the money where people don't send to me now for phones, and the phone is currently being processed. B-Lord initially was going to sell for 450, meaning B-Lord would have made 170,000 naira per head. If you calculate 170,000 naira, 170,000 times 233, B-Lord would have made 39,610,000 naira from this one where me I say now, right? He would have made his own gain, 39,610,000. No wonder where they vest from me, and no wonder where they. Now I understand why it's angry. But let's think about it like this. To the average person, they'll say, oh, now just normal business and profit. But the impact of this to the economy is actually very crazy. And guess who will suffer it? Now the people below. Because this particular product, now people for ground, where nobody really afford the new ones, now you won't buy them. People where they ghetto, students where they do school, you know, where they don't really get, but they won't just feel among, then go into content, you know, do all these things, now they won't buy. Therefore, you go use that excess gain, take the feed their own big man life. And that is how a lot of businesses work in Nigeria. Where they can make a little gain, make all of us survive, they will not. Right? So I thought about it. And immediately, you get one thing where Seun Kuti tell me about last year, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. Seun Kuti told me something. Seun Kuti said, you are always shouting and clamoring for a better Nigeria. The only way you fit change Nigeria, the way Nigeria to sweet the hungry you, is by going into politics. Very dark man, won't go join politics. I tell Seun Kuti, say, I am not interested in doing politics. But what he said to me sunk in. He said, for you to change the system, you need to be part of the system. And that was when I said, you know what? I'm going to go into this phone business. By me going into the phone business, it will automatically crash a lot of things. Do you understand? But guess what? Since then, it hasn't been easy. Bro, different sponsored attack from left, right, and center, bloggers, influencer. They don't even use tribalism. Say, I dey fight Igbos, I want spoil Igbo people business. But I laugh. You know why I laugh? Because these people don't understand that not be every Igbo man they do business. Not be every Hausa man they do business. Because also Hausa too do tribalism. That time when they talk about Dangote and Fina Mata, they say I want spoil Dangote business. Tribalism don't finish all of that. They don't know that everybody now they suffer this thing. When the price of things go up, now now where they used to they fight all these fights. Now we now they suffer past. Now we did the grassroots. So I told myself that in order to crash this, I must put myself in. How much is iPhone 11? How much do they sell it in Nigeria? How much is charger? How much is airport? How much is ring lights? A lot of things that these people sell in Nigeria. Little gain. Una for still be rich men. But they would rather milk the poor will not even really get much. And like I said, the impact is on the economy. I will not break that down. If you know economics, or go ask person how Nigeria would they feel that in one that they call ordinary business. So right now, I'm at war. These people are trying so hard to make container and no land. But guess what? It's definitely going to land. Do you understand? I may not put hand for an car business again, because at the end of the day, poor man, the poor masses where they follow me. You understand? The ghetto people who are claiming they fight for, how many of them get money to buy car? But they get money to buy phones. They get money to buy a lot of cheap things when I get access to. That being said, lately, I swear to God, a lot of Chinese people, they reach out. They'll send different representatives, Nigerian representative and different others. Say, reach out to very dark man, let him come to our factory. We have a lot of product. There's nowhere to sell it to, because they don't see my paro with Ross. Even though Ross now don't fuck off, he say get sense. He won't use from back. Take use me, take make money. But that one I don't cut them off. If you like me, make video from now to tomorrow, that's his business. So these people are calling me. You know why? Because they say this nigga is influential. He has a lot of power. People believe him. And me, I am going to take that to my advantage for the benefit of a lot of people. But if I say it, because people don't trust themselves, because a lot of them They know their sense, say they know they honest. They always use that same eye till they look me. Bro, I am not a money conscious person. And I always say something, bro. I am going to live this life poor. Because nobody is going to take money out of this world. You are not going out of this world with any money. So the one where go sweet me pass. Now to say, okay, at least the common man see the opportunity to get access to some certain things. You are talking about phone and gadget for Nigeria. People, they use iPhone 17 till they brag. This is a normal thing in an advanced world. People don't even celebrate it. It is because my people are poorly minded. Some people have access to these companies abroad. Some people have access to these factories in China. But all of them, they hide them. They go collect them small. No people don't get the updates. Whereas all these things are small things. I'm not saying don't make money, but make money off the rich. Don't come and make money off the poor. So like I said, I'll definitely go into it. This gadget, I'll go into it. I've gotten a lot of investors. More people are still calling. I mean, never even decide. But this container owner, the FSA go land. He go land, bro. He must land. Then they prepare him. If you not like Mona, use juju. If you want to send assassin, send it. Men balance. Don't worry yourself. Anything you want to do. But you see that country, the best when I feel do, I go do. I don't enter the system now. From when we don't successfully do phone and gadgets. Because make it make sense. These people are crazy. You complain about the government, but you people are worse than them. A lot of them get money. Why be saying that from only Lagos that they carry things, they come? I'm not talking about seaports now. A lot of them can create an avenue where we say they'll buy these things, carry and go the eastern region, they will supply east. A lot of them get opportunity to supply Abuja and West, but they choose to come from Lagos because they want monopolize. All of them want to chop this money alone. Therefore, people that they below, they suffer. But now still una again that they used to come fight. But anyways, me, I am very, very prepared for the war. 100%. I did very prepared for this war. And like I said, it will take time. Yes, the fight, they struggle right now. You know, even now. I say the fight is so bad that me will introduce them to China Ross. When I stay with Ross for how many days, I know a character, study him. I still come and say, Mona, they careful to patronize them. They go join head with them. They won't follow fighting me, I don't tell you what I need to tell you now. Patronize him. But the people that are listening to me, they will definitely know what I'm saying. Do you understand? My own, we say the one I'll tell people to join hands together. If they pray in the night, let her pray for me, join. For our family, Mona hold her hand. I commit very dark man into the hands of the universe. Because this fight is not an easy fight. I swear to God. I swear to God, you're not funny. Just because of one thing. Trying to change. Do you understand? Bro, I don't want to. I've seen other people that have come before me. Fela and Nicola go talk. Ken Sarui were talk. Different people that were vocal to talk. They talk the same thing where they talk against. Now government still they do today. And now I have the opportunity. I'm not going to just talk. Now when my eye don't open, I don't travel, I don't say, okay, yes, I can actually change some certain things with my influence and my movements. Then I say I know do. If I want to be a billionaire, I can be a billionaire overnight. That's not even a big deal. Like the offers are there. Plenty offers there. But bro, I am already a billionaire in my mentality. In change. So you're not going to use you. But more than they pray. Anyways, peace and love, don't play. Play God learn, I will learn there. Don't play.
All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys this evening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all once again. Thank you very much for your time with us today. For those of you that want to join the panel, a link have been posted that twice. Please come in on time so that we can talk about all that we presented today. I appreciate those of you just coming in right now. I appreciate every one of you. Press on the like, help us to share. If you can't press on the $, encourage what we do here. Didi Anthony, thank you very much for your super chat already. I'm very grateful. God bless you. Mr. Joseph Orji, thank you very much, sir, for your super chat already. God bless you, sir. I'm very grateful. I appreciate every one of you right there. Those of you that have shared, those of you that have liked, we are very grateful for all that you do. We can't do this alone. We have to put our heads together to speak truth to power every day on this platform. As for Very Dark Man, for me, bro, nothing they happen. Nothing they happen. Yes, that's what they will do. They will try to threaten you, do this and all that. Forget about that. In fact, tighten your belt properly. You are helping Nigerians. What they're supposed to be buying for 500,000 or 480,000, they are buying it for 230 or 280,000. I don't know. It's a lot of help. A lot of them will patronize you. So who cannot stand it? All of them should go to hell and burn to ashes. Nothing will happen. Now today they hear all those threats and all those things. Forget that thing. Thank you, Madam Deborah, for calling in. Good evening to you, man. Please talk to us.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you. Deborah, go ahead.
I hope one day I'll come and join the panel. My daughter has been telling me to join.
Exactly. Instead of calling all the time, come and be joining Madam Rita here, and she's literally the only one on the panel.
Come and join the panel. I say yes. I said I will.
Okay. Yes.
I really start first with Very Dark Man. In as much as I know what he's doing, but you see, Mr. Elvis, the truth is that we need to be honest in approaching these things. You cannot solve a problem without getting to the root cause of the problem. This Very Dark Man, I understand what he's doing, but you see, when you have a system that is not working, and you think without addressing the root cause of the problem, that you want to be able to just solve the symptoms without addressing the root cause, it's going to be very, very difficult. You see, Very Dark Man, I remember when he was being approached to lend his voice for electoral reform and how we can be able to get a proper government and a proper system that is working. He declined. He said, no, he doesn't want to be part of that. But if we don't have a working system, every little effort that is making, they'll frustrate him. Okay, it's like this one that is trying to do now. You can see they are trying to frustrate him. And this is because the system is not working. So if you really want if you want things to be, for him to be able to make a better impact, I think he should join hands with the people who are pushing to see that we have a proper system, a system that works. If you think he can make an impact in a system that is not working, I'm sorry. You see, this thing that is going to do, the mafias that are in charge of the importing chain in Nigeria, they are going to suppress him. So I'm sorry that he has to join. If he wants Nigeria to work, I think he should join forces with the people that are trying to change the system. If the system is not changed, if we don't have a proper working system in Nigeria, I'm sorry, this whole thing, even what he's doing, is not going to really make the kind of impact that he thinks he's going to make. So let me talk about the video you spoke about, the guy that is talking about what is happening to Christians in Nigeria. But sadly, the same Christians in Nigeria are not even talking about it. So if the people who are in the situation don't even care enough about what is happening in the country, why should the international community bother? We have lots of Christians in Nigeria. How many of them are really talking about what is happening to the Christians that are in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria? A lot of them don't care. If you go to social media now, most of the Nigerian content creators that are on social media, a lot of them are claim to be Christians, but you will never even see them even talk about it, because that's not going to bring money to them. So they don't even talk about it. Even the pastors that have big congregations in Nigeria, how many of them are even talking about it? They just don't care. So if the so-called Christians that are in Nigeria don't even care about what is happening to Christians in Nigeria, even the Christian Association of Nigeria is even trying to downplay what is going on. Look at Reno Mokri that calls himself a pastor. He's only trying to cover up what is happening. So is it the international community that is going to take Nigeria serious? If the Christians that are in Nigeria don't even care. The other lady was saying, Adeboye is old, he cannot protest. But even if he's old, he cannot protest, but he can talk. I don't think the old age to speak about some things, if he really cares about what is happening to Christians, if he's not being politically correct, he can speak. But unfortunately, they are all quiet. So it's just a very, very shameful and a very, very sad situation. So for anybody thinking that the international community are going to take, oh, why is anybody not talking about what is happening in Nigeria? Why is the media? Is the media in Nigeria, the Christians in Nigeria, are they bothered? That's the question. Are they bothered? So if you are not bothered about what is happening in your own country, I don't think you have to blame an outsider for not taking you serious. You know. So the case of Nnamdi Kanu, to be honest with you, Mr. Elvis, Nnamdi Kanu case is becoming very, very annoying. Even talking about it is annoying because it's so obvious that it's just a case of intimidation and I don't even know what to say. The other man that was saying that, oh, they should have a political, how did he even explain it? Nnamdi Kanu should renounce some of the things. But in that same Nigeria, they give amnesty to bandits and Boko Haram without even making, so it's just so shameful that you can see that it's just a case of intimidation and a case of injustice. And I just hope that the Igbo politicians and the people in the East can see clearly how they are being treated, and they wake up to the call to know that it's right time they speak out against how they are being treated.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis.
Madam Deborah, thank you very much, man. God bless you.
Yeah.
Okay, Madam Origin is on the phone. Madam Origin, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, man. Good evening to you. Talk to us.
How are you?
I'm fine, man. Thank you. Talk to us.
I greet Mommy Desperate. Bless you, ma. Thank you so very much. I see Madam Rita. Long time. I greet you. Mr. Niger Watch, thank you. God bless you. God bless you for all you do. It is not easy. I hope to, concentrate on Bwala. That's who I want to address. But meanwhile, I'll go through this route. Senator Natasha, hang in there. They want you to maintain silence of a graveyard. And that is what has worked for them. When a woman is around, she is not supposed to talk. She is supposed to keep quiet. And a case that concerns women, if they have understanding, if those men, the people there, if they have understanding, they would have paid attention and made sure that at least one or two women speak about the issue of abortion, because it is more of issue that concern women. You raised your hand, they refused. They set you up and they silenced you, and they want you to maintain silence of a graveyard, just like the other 2 or 3 that were there. Someone was saying, why are the others, which of the other 3 women want to go through what Natasha is going through? And that is an example of what the whole of Nigeria is going through. If Natasha in the Senate House cannot speak, anybody that is asking the Christians in Plateau State, they've been speaking, they've been crying. It's just that the system that Bwala set up is a repression and oppressive system. The system that Bwala represents is a system that lie and blackmail people, a system that intimidates people, a in a system that refuse to acknowledge that they are living and dwelling in impunity, loose guard, lawlessness. Boala said that they should swear that the situation is it by what is the intent. I asked him, the list of the terrorist sponsors that what is that? It's a UAE sent to Nigeria. I want him to start there. What is the intent of those people? What is the coordination of those people, between those people, the list that was given, to the people that it was given to, that have refused to present that list up till today? If he gives me the intent and the coordination and the reason why those lists are still not listed today, if he tells me why the people that what is his name, have listed that the people that have the intent, because the reason for jihadist agenda is to Islamize Nigeria and to make, so what, why would anything, if the witch cry in the night and a child die in the morning, are we not supposed to look at the direction of the people who intent and coordination and the circle wherein this thing is coming from? Boala will not. Boala will always blackmail the citizens, the Christians, the indigenous people inside Nigeria. Boala will continue to blackmail them. Boala will use money to go to America, to Canada, to any part of the world, to UN, to UA, to shut their mouth. Because Boala system has enough money to do that. Boala system has enough money to shut up the mouth of the so-called leaders. Boala system has the capacity to shut down a community of 200 million people. The other day, a woman went to put a wreath on the 20th of October on the mass elimination of lives of youths, to be precise, 5 years ago. The woman, one of the police person there, I say, don't you like the peace of the graveyard, the peace that she should not mourn the people she lost?
All right.
So she should keep quiet. That is the system of Boala. And that is why this genocide, if you leave the likes of Boala, they will sweep it under the rug. I rest it there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Origi. Thank you. Madam Origi can't deal with Boala this evening. All right. I would like to take one more call so that I can move on to moderator. Thank you very much, everyone listening to us. Do your part by pressing on the like, help us to share. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Mr. Major Watch. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is John. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Mr. John. Talk to us.
First of all, I still want to appreciate all that you're doing for the country.
Thank you, sir.
May the Lord keep you. May the Lord strengthen you. May the Lord bless you.
Amen.
And also bless all our panelists. Bless Mommy Diaspora.
Amen.
I'm a regular listener of your program.
Thank you,
well,
sir.
let me just go straight to the point. The truth of the matter is that if there is genocide in Nigeria about Christian killing, that's true. I want to believe it is true. You know why, Mr. Alvis, why I said that? You go to the central northern area, there are a lot of Christians who are in IB camps. Their places have been taken over by these terrorists. And they knew what they are doing. Go to Benue, go to Plateau State, go to Kaduna State, go to Borno State. these are the areas they are targeting most. And the reason why they could not penetrate the South is because the South is a little bit difficult. So those areas that are more populated Christians, they are taking the opportunity. Even in Kwara State, still the same thing. But I want to blame the Christian Association of Nigeria. Why are they not speaking? I want to align myself with Madam Deborah. She's saying the truth. Why is it that the Christian leaders in Nigeria are not giving a press conference and supporting that it's true that we are losing a lot of people in the northern area, the Christian-dominated area, that these terrorists want to take over? Why is Nigerian Christians, the so-called big men in Nigeria, they are not even talking, they are not speaking?
All right.
Why? In fact, it shows me that you cannot defend your religion. It shows that what they are doing is monetizing their businesses. I mean, it's too bad. But may God help us. And I also want to talk about VDM. VDM, I'm an Igbo man. VDM should go along and do his business. Nothing will happen to him. Business is about your input. It depends on how you want to make your business succeed. So you should never be afraid of what is happening. I knew that there are monopolies in Nigerian businesses. Like during the time of Obasanjo, when everything was given to Dangote and closed Beto's spend company. That's a monopoly, because they don't want them to grow. Because if you open businesses, it is the masses that will enjoy. It is the masses that will that the business will, that business will go a long way to help. So for VDM, I support him. I want him to go along, do your business, open up the business, and once they do that, a lot of others will come in and the market will be so fast. The economy will boom. Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis. May God continue to guide and protect you.
Amen, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you, Mr. John. Thank you, sir. All right, before we start talking, let me attend to a comment on the comment section. Idada, you have a couple of comments here, but I would like to read. The first one, you started by saying Nigeria's community is a strong community, but we need to drop the hate. So Ray has been consistent when many of these heroes were silent. Then he went on. Big up to Mr. Elvis Nigeria Watch for giving people a platform, but some of UNA use it to tear down real fighters. That's not how progress works. Then you went on, you said, you can support Obi Tinubu article, whatever, but don't dismiss Sowore. He's been a fighter for long before social media even existed. Then finally, you said Sowore is not perfect, but his courage is unmatched. Hating him for speaking truth only exposes how emotionally our politics don't become. Idada, I don't know whether a man did behind that name or whether a woman. I don't believe I've ever used my platform to portray hatred against Sowore. It's impossible. I will never do that. I don't know where that is coming from. I would like to ask, if you are listening, have you ever seen where I speak against Omoyele Sowore on this platform? Ever? Because there's something I'm not getting here. I don't know. Today, nobody don't talk about Sowore. Or are you talking about past videos? But I know I don't have a past video anyway against Omoyele Sowore. Because Omoyele Sowore is one of the person I'm very, very proud of. Apart from I'm proud of him, he's my friend. I can't speak against him, even though I supported Peter Obi, like you stated. But to speak against Omoyele Sowore's effort, fight, I can't do that. So I'm not sure. You need to be specific. If you think I'm the one, or maybe you are referring to one or two persons calling to the show, my panelists or other people's submission, be specific, because other people that is listening to us right now and be thinking that I'm the one. I can never speak against Omoyele Sowore. Obviously, I don't need to be told Omoyele Sowore's effort in Nigeria. I don't need to be told, regardless of any perception of anybody. Omoyele Sowore is putting his life out there for, risk. He left his wife and children in America and he's taking lots of risk. That's what we get anyway. Whatever that you are doing, you must have people that will be on standby that will criticize you. It's a normal thing. Everybody cannot agree with you. Even meeting today, what I'm doing here, coming out every single day, some of you applauding me here. We still have some people who still hate. Even though they know they can't do it, they will hate you. It's a normal thing. For me, I don't count this thing as anything. Instead of we hating anybody, just do what the person is doing if you think they're not doing it well. For Omoyele Sowore, it's a no-go area. No, I don't want to do comparison. I'm supporting Peter Obi today because I know that Peter Obi will give us a better Nigeria faster than Omoyele Sowore. That's why I supported Omoyele Sowore in the past before the emergence of Peter Obi. 2019, I supported Omoyele Sowore with my platform, 100%. But 2022, 2023, I decided to support Peter Obi because I reviewed everybody. I know that it's only Peter Obi that can give me that Nigeria, and he have the quick pathway to make this happen than Omoyele Sowore. I don't know if you're getting it. So for me to attack Omoyele Sowore is impossible. I won't do that. I only call him out once or twice for continuously attacking Peter Obi, that he should focus on what is affecting us rather than attacking Peter Obi. So I would like you to rephrase, reiterate, and restructure your comments so that we can know how to handle you properly, sir. Or man, I don't know who is behind that. Mr. Jonathan Kisley, thank you, sir, for calling in. Talk to us. Good evening to you.
Hello, Mr. Iris.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very clear.
I greet you. God bless you. God bless you speaking, my bro. I was just listening to you. You're talking about Omoyele Sowore.
Yeah.
And then a good question came to my mind. Since I'm not on the broadcast now, let me put it out so that you can address it as well. I'd like to know your position. Because you said you supported Omoyele Sowore up to the point where it is now because of Mr. Peter who you believe is more better, more position, has a more capacity to get the job done. But why is Omoyele's own position is not even close to what you have, to your own position? Why is it that his own position on that is so far apart? Or is he just playing politics? I want you to address it, genuinely. Why is Omoyele's position is so far away from your own position?
You are putting me in a tight corner now, Jonathan.
With respect to Mr. Peter Obi.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me say something about this. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. To be honest, this is an extended diversion of Omoyele Sowore that you guys are taking me to right now. I've criticized Omoyele Sowore in the past by saying you can't have a better Nigeria alone. If you are selfishly fighting to have a better Nigeria, then you are not fighting for Nigeria. Okay, before we continue, I'd like to make myself as an example. For those of you that have been following me for a while, over a decade that I've been on air, I believe some of you, if you are not part of the satanic people that hate me for no reason, I believe some of you can testify that I've continuously called other platforms to emulate what I am doing here with you. I've never said, be on only our platform. No. And if you also remember, for years, I've also told you guys, any platform you come across, speaking truth to power, calling for Nigeria to be better in our time, share their videos and like their videos. I believe you can testify to that. Okay, let me come to Omoyele Sowore. If Omoyele Sowore is fighting for a better Nigeria, the reason why I stylishly disassociated myself from him or with him is because you cannot be fighting for a better Nigeria and you don't want to carry other people that are fighting for the same better Nigeria along. Then some of his supporters attacked me by saying, no, Omar is not corrupt. He don't want to back or affiliate himself one way or the other, rub shoulder with those that is corrupt. My take on that is, Peter Obi in every ramification is not corrupt. The most attacked politician by Omoyele Sowore in tomorrow is Peter Obi. I repeat, Peter Obi in every ramification is not corrupt. I didn't say some ramification. In every ramification is not corrupt. For Omoyele to consistently, repeatedly attack Peter Obi, it shows there is some signs, some element of superiority, of jealousy, or I don't know how to put it on, that is going on within Omoyele Sowore. Then I disassociated myself stylishly. But upon all that, I cannot attack Omoyele Sowore. Even though he's my friend, I believe so much in him. I'm just waiting or hopeful, praying that one day, by God's grace, he will come down from his high horse to work with people like Peter Obi and many others that he thinks that can take Nigeria forward. But doing it alone is obvious you are not fighting for Nigeria because you cannot. You see that I supported Omoyele Sowore for the past couple of days. You know why? Because Nnamdi Kanu is someone that I've never spoke to or talked to or have any affiliation with him at all. But at some time, I'm beginning to see that this man is my elder brother, and the way they are treating him as my elder brother is unfair. Then I start an in-depth to advocate for him. Omoyele Sowore coming out to advocate for Nnamdi Kanu, then I started supporting him on that Nnamdi Kanu journey only and solely. So nobody should get my words twisted. Omoyele Sowore is fighting for Nigeria. That one, I don't know what he's fighting for. He's fighting for Nnamdi Kanu, yes. But even though some of you think he's doing it for his personal interest, but I don't care. If it works, Nnamdi Kanu is out, and he was doing it for his personal interest, and Nnamdi Kanu is out, so be it. I've told you guys before on this platform that Tinubu ring himself enter to become president, right? And I went on by saying, if Tinubu start doing the right thing today, I will sing his praises. Even though we know, say, that election was rigged. I don't talk on so many times. Some of you disagreed. Some of you did. Some of you did. I said, I'm not there your lane. I did my own lane. And I repeat again, if Tinubu start doing the right thing today for the next 2 years we get for office, I'll support him. And what is the right thing? We now see that insecurity is now a thing of the past. We now have permanent electricity in Nigeria. I'm not saying 3 days on, 4 days off. Permanent. We now have good road network, good health care. Of course, I will support him. Or rather, if I don't support him, I will sing his praises. That he tried. You see, when I projected, because I recorded a Calabar Coastal Road myself. How many of you remember that I told you I want to upload that video? Today, you see, I upload that video. After that broadcast, cause when it come to me was too much. That based on my platform, if I upload that video, a lot of gullible Nigerians will fly with it that Tinubu is doing well. That I shouldn't upload the video. And I did not. After all my efforts, a 30 minutes long video that I recorded, that I should wait. There's nothing wrong that he's doing that road or whatever, but we should wait for more things that this man will do. Instead of, my platform is amongst other platforms that is speaking truth to power. And many people that have never called into my show before are looking up to my platform and my panelists. That you doing that now, it means you're automatically endorsing him. So they will see that video, say I upload them. I don't upload them. Because for me, I do things by listening to the people rather than listening to the government. Now, people mean they work for. So what I'm saying is that if Tinubu start doing all the good thing today, 80% of Nigerians, both home and in diaspora, who believed, who think, who saw, who see that Tinubu ring himself into power, we start supporting him. 80%. All we are looking for, I don't care how you get there, I just want you to give me a better Nigeria. If you want to question me how the person get there, yes, we they see coup, we they see automatic takeover country, and then the people who took over now become the better ever. Is that still is that a constitutional pathway? That's not a constitutional pathway. It means by fire, by force, they take the power and they started restructuring the country for better, for the people, for the citizens of the country. So for me, I don't care if Abiala, Babalawo, or anybody used by fire, by force, collect this country today and sort it out for us. It's not my business, because what I'm fighting for, I want to say a better Nigeria in my time. Then coming back to Omo Elesowore, what is he fighting for? If we have his fans here, I'd like you to join the panel or call into the show. Tell me, what is he fighting for? If you can't work with anybody and you want to rescue Nigeria, how do you think this can be possible? What is the possibility of this kind of journey? It's impossible for me. So I believe that's how I can answer Mr. Jonathan's question. He's my friend. I believe in him. He's fighting heavily. But him trying to sort Nigeria out by himself is impossible. Why me? I'm calling for more 50 to 100 Nigeria World channel that can replicate or that can emulate what we are doing on this platform every single day. That's how you know someone that is not selfish. I don't compete with anybody. I just do my job. Someone else should do that. Work with others to rescue the country. It's the same thing I stated yesterday. If Atiku want Nigeria to be sorted out, Atiku's supposed to bring down the satanic egos and work with Peter Obi, stand behind Peter Obi to rescue the country. I said it just yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. All of you now know go fit rescue the country. Now they fight for our own. Is that not selfishness? I appreciate every one of you right there, my people. I like us to move on. A couple of you were calling in why this were happening. You know, Madam Deborah, quickly, you only have just 1 minute. Quickly talk to us. Guys, press on the like button. Take these voices far. Madam Rita, don't wait tired. Please be patient with us. Madam Deborah, are you there? Madam Deborah, you have 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to...
Just go ahead.
I just want to support what you just said previously regarding, what is it called, Tinubu. You said actually that it doesn't really matter how a government comes in.
Yes.
That if they come in and decide to do the right thing, that's what really matters.
That's what matters to me.
So we can see Burkina Faso today.
Exactly.
I think Ibrahim Traore came in through a military coup, but he's doing the right thing for his
Exactly.
today.
Because I mean, I enter.
There's no one that can dispute the fact that he came in with a good intention. Yes, he didn't come in democratically, but is he doing the right thing for his people? The answer is yes. So I think I just wanted to kind of emphasize on that aspect.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Upon the story, what you said is the truth. If somebody can be your friend, if he's still doing the wrong thing, you can still criticize him. And I agree with you 100% that the approach he's using is not an approach that is going to take us anywhere. If you sincerely want to do the right thing, then you have to carry others along. You cannot want to be a president of a country and you don't want to work with other people. So I don't really understand what his intentions.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Madam Deborah, not call again, Lou. Not call again. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right. I appreciate you all right there. My brother also called in, Loa Tosi. Give us a minute. While of they call in, come to the panel now. Now they call. This one are cheating. Person on the panel since for the past 78 years. He never talk anything. Give us a mandate. Talk to us. Sharply. Give us a mandate. Are you there? You don't get busy already. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, I appreciate you all, my people. I would like, for those of you that want to join us now, this is the best time. If not, Madam Rita finishing her submission, we are ending the show. We're already 2 hours anyway. Madam Rita, it's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you, man. Please, you have the platform.
Mr. Elvis,
Madam
please.
Rita, I want to first thank you. You left me a wonderful submission yesterday, and I not listened to Ram. My attention was drawn to it, and this afternoon, I listened to it. I want to say I'm grateful because you've repeatedly stood by me. You always speak good about me. You encourage me. If I sometimes when the energy is not there, if I listen to your words, the kind of powerful words that come from you and many others, I get energetic to do more. I want to say I'm grateful. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
You're very welcome, Mr. Elvis. Very welcome. And if I'm saying anything good about you, it's the truth. It's the truth. You know, you can't hide the truth. It is what it is, and it is seen. SEEN. What you're doing is seen. So it's the truth. I'm not just trying to romance your ego or make you feel like you're Mr. Superman. But whatever I say in front of you or behind your back, it's the truth. And I would say it any day, anytime. Unless otherwise you do something wrong and I do not agree with it. And even sometimes your views, I do not agree. If I'm in the panel, I would express it. Or I'll probably express it in another time when I'm not even there.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that also makes us civilized human beings. Yes, because you have to decipher between somebody who you admire or somebody who you look up to or who inspires you and the truth. You have to put them that they're not monotone. It's just it's different things, and a lot of Nigerians over time cannot decipher between somebody they like, somebody who is in a constituted authority, somebody who is a constituted authority, and somebody who is their kinsman or somebody who is their family when it comes to speaking the truth or when it comes to certain issues of life. Being that as it may, I would like to respond to Mr. Idada. And please, can you listen very carefully? It's not about insult or anything, but I just want you to listen. And you definitely don't have to. In fact, I don't even like it when somebody agrees with me. I don't like it because I want to see a different view, and then I can now, juxtapose it to what I'm saying, and I will not say, okay, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe okay, this person doesn't get it. So please, Mr. Idada, I don't know if you're a Mr. or Miss, but I'm just going to assume that you are Mr. Idada, with all due respect to you. There's an old saying that says, education is expensive, but try ignorance. Try ignorance. I don't know how long you've been in Nigeria watching. Maybe you're one of the silent lookers. Maybe because I think you were here yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't remember. You come and you go or whatever. That's fine. But I don't know. The reason why I say so is like if you have been here long enough, I think Nigeria Watch Channel has succeeded to some point, not in entirety, but has succeeded in at some point to educate people to know how to differentiate between loving a politician or an activist or somebody who seems like they're doing something good for the people and criticizing, excoriating their activities. But okay, let me break it down. Excoriation is another word to say severely criticize someone's activities. Now you make that statement. I feel like, it's somebody, you're just trying to romance You're trying to romance, but not to romance the Nigeria Watch channel, and also the people who are speaking, and even Mr. Nigeria Watch himself, because you say, oh, Nigeria Watch is a good channel, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Elvis is doing an amazing work. However, there's some emotions, some people. Please, can you just come to the panel? Because people who make comments, this is my own opinion, people who make comments and have never even tried to call, because not everybody can be here, I agree, has never tried to call, but they sit behind the keyboard to criticize people who are coming out to speak. But anytime they're on their keyboard, what they love to do is just to see things their own way. I'm not yelling at you. I'm a very passionate person, and I'm not ashamed to express myself. And if I am very passionate about something, it means I care. It means I care. If you love Omoyele Sowore as your brother, as somebody that you think whatever he's doing inspires you, that's fine. But when other people who are thinking outside the box are criticizing his antecedents, that's always repetitive, the people are not emotional. No, they're not emotional. It's because you don't like the message that you're hearing. So a very gentle word to say the person is talking rubbish is by saying the person is being emotional. Everything I said yesterday about Omoyele Sowore, I still stand by it. Hey boy, I still stand by it. And I will still say it tomorrow. And I would love it if you come to the panel. I would love it immensely if you can come to the panel and then we can talk this thing out. But trying to be sitting on the fence in a very subtle, insultive way, it's rather childish, sir. That's all I can say about that. As for VDM, I'd like to thank Madam Origin. Yes, it's very long time, and Madam Deborah. I like when she talks all the time. She's so gentle. Madam Deborah said something like, I think she was saying that VDM should probably look at, the issue of the bedrock of our problems in Nigeria, the system. If the system is working, he won't have to do all this research, going around, talking, exposing, or rather, I would say educating people about, how things are being sold or processed or made. I would say the reason why it's very sensitive and people are just hyper about what VDM is doing, is not different from, listen, there's so many bloggers out there. There's so many. I've seen them. So many. There's a gazillion of them out there coming from countries like even China, the United States, England, Italy, a lot of bloggers. They are showing people where products are made. They're showing people where they can get cheaper prices. They're showing people where they can get different grades of different products and where they can buy it. Nobody in their country, I haven't seen it or heard it, maybe it's there, but nobody in their country are saying, hey, you shouldn't be opening this kind of blog. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. But in Nigeria, it's a different cosmic space. And however we're responding is based on what we are going through. So that's why, Madam Deborah, you would say, oh, we should look at the bedrock, rather, VDM should channel his energy to, this system that's been corrupt. I would like to say this. At this point in time, this generation, with the exposure of the internet and social media of all kinds, what we're experiencing today, there are different levels in Nigeria. What we're experiencing in Nigeria today, there are different levels. I always talk about the psyche of the people. I always pinpoint the psyche of the people, the mentality of the people. Because when the minds of the people come to the level where they know their rights, nobody can bribe them. They know what they are entitled to. Nobody can bribe them. Nobody can cajole them to tell them, this man, Bini man hates Isha man, or Esakon man does not like a man from Ora, or Igbo man does not like a Yoruba man, or Hausa man does not like an Efik man. Nobody can tell them. Nobody can tell them that. But that is not the case of today. Absolutely not. So what VDM is doing, I feel what VDM is doing, one off of what he's trying to do is to try to give confidence to a lot of Nigerians who don't have it. He's trying to change the mindset, the psyche of a majority of hopeless youths in Nigeria today. And he's doing a damn good job. He's doing a great job. If it's when VDM is talking, he knows there's a lot of people who have some sort of low self-esteem about themselves. He's trying to tell them, don't look at all these so-called social media influencers, by virtue of how many cars they have, the houses they have, the kind of clothes that they wear, the kind of places that they travel. They're not better than you. That's what he's trying to educate. He's trying to change your mind. You see, going to China, he say you can do this business. He's trying to say telephone is not a big deal where I'm coming from. All these gadgets, even if you have the latest telephone, it's not a big deal in the country where I'm coming from. So don't look at it like another person can have the iPhone 17 and you're using a Nokia 3310. It doesn't mean that person is better than you. You shouldn't have any low self-esteem just because of material things. There's a lot this guy is trying to do to the mind. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Very, very, because the people he's trying to even help, they still don't get it. Some of them are still attacking. He doesn't know that he's trying. They don't know that he's trying to help them. He's trying to change their mindset. Even older people. Not even the youths, are older people. He's trying to change their mindset. Like, listen, these people are just people like you. They just have the opportunity. But the fact that they have the opportunity, they're using it to oppress you. And then because you don't have confidence in yourself or confidence in your capabilities, you feel you look up to them and they become suddenly believable. Anything they tell you, you believe it. So he's trying to change that narrative. It's not really about the iPhone or the cost of products and all that. It's beyond that. A lot of people's minds, in fact, business guys that are just, maybe they have one store in the Tejo Show market right now, or in Ariaria market in Aba, in Abia State right now. In fact, your man like, oh my God, I think I can do this. Oh my goodness, I think I can need this contact. He just said something about why can't this a group of people sell products, buy products from China or wherever, and strictly deliver to the southeast or to the southwest or to the south. Why Lagos? And then people are saying, it really, really irks me when people say, oh, he should step aside. It means that you are complacent to this division. You are complacent to this wrong narrative that's being spread around that's making people believe it. You are complacent. You like it, like you are okay with it. It's like somebody's trying to say, raping somebody is bad. You not say, shh, stop saying it, let it die down. That means you're accepting that it's good. You're accepting that it should be norm. It should be a norm. It's normal. You should just accept it and move on. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. So VDM, if he's speaking, he's doing a good job, because I know for sure. You see, when youths are around him, they have this confidence. He goes out, with this Elon Musk car. Now, there's one of his, I forgot the name of this car. Is it the rocket car? The one that looks like a spaceship or something? He takes it to even the ghetto, and he goes inside. He allows them to take a picture and say, listen, you can get this car. Anybody driving this car, it doesn't mean they're better than you. It's not something that is untouchable or unreachable. You can do it. That's what he's doing. He's trying to give confidence to the Nigerian people, because that we have a lot in us that we have to give out. And he's the only one who is doing it. He's the only one who is doing it. Omoyele Sowore is not doing it. And the reason why I mention Omoyele Sowore's name, because he's also out there on the streets, but he's doing something else. And I feel Mr. Idada, for example, my opinion, Omoyele Sowore is doing it for himself. For his damn self. Nothing else or nobody else. That's why I said there's a difference. Going back to the word SEEN, seen. VDM is seen to be elevating the minds of the Nigerian people. VDM is seen. He's to be fighting for people, regardless of wherever they come from, north, south, east, west. He's seen. He's doing. Nobody has said, oh, VDM has taken their money. He has bribed it. The man has said it. And if you look at his personality, and I think that's what is even the driving force, people are seeing that he's not a money conscious person. He doesn't care. Celebrities that you guys look up to, they respect, they revere him. They respect him because they know that he will never worship them. He would never look up to them like they're bigger than him. No, everybody has their own path. VDM has picked his own path. He knows what he's doing. And if you look at everything that's going on, like this bill of a thing, when he's laughing, he says, you know what? I really don't want them to even cancel his social media handle. He still cares. Even if he's fighting with you and you insulted, like, the only thing I think VDM his weak point is his mother. Don't even go there. Insult him, but don't mention his mother's name. Don't. Because that's what triggered all these things. And it has, he has I talk about this, precipitated crisis to command a change. VDM is precipitating a lot of crisis in the minds of people, in the business of people, and it's commanding different changes. It's commanding different changes in the mind, in business, and how you look at yourself, your capabilities, what you can do. That cannot be overemphasized, and we should keep talking about it. We should derive things from what he's doing and also re-educate more people so that people can understand better. Because everybody cannot be on TV, everybody cannot do what VDM is doing. But however, what he's doing is the right thing. Yes, what he's doing is the right thing. Whatever he wants to do, whether he wants to talk about cars, I mean, he just gave everybody a little snippet about how to purchase a car. Let's go what somebody is selling 2022 car and 2025 car. Hello, it's there. You know, so because Nigerians don't like to read, Nigerians just like people to just do things for them. But now it's kind of forcing people to even start doing research. If you want to buy a Toyota Camry and somebody is selling a Toyota Camry of 2012, or let's just say 2020, 2020 Toyota Camry, somebody wants to buy it from, and the person says, okay, this is how much it costs. It is your duty to say, okay, if that's the car I want to buy, go online, see how much, go to Toyota, see how much it is. The information is there. That's why I said we're in the social media age, we're in the internet age. It's not hard. Then you look at the mileage and the year. Mileage and year of the car that the person wants to sell to you. Look at the different, go online. There's so many websites where you look at cars and then you now look at, okay, this person, you now convert it to your currency. And then you now say, okay, how much is the shipping and cost? Okay, if this person is clearing it and it's already in their showroom, how much will it cost? Then if you know that this person is exorbitantly cheating you, don't buy it. If you know that, okay, this person is reasonable, at least, even if he's gaining 2 million naira or 5 million naira, it's not so bad as against somebody gaining 30 million naira for one car or 20 million naira. Come on. And it's not even of good value. So I'm just making these examples like, come on, like look at, which is opening our mind to like, let people know you can do your own things yourself, you know, and you can also do business with it honestly to a reasonable level. You can do it. That's what it's doing. It's not taking business away from anybody. It's trying to educate people, but some ignorant people, like I said, they say education is expensive. Try ignorance. Some ignorant tribalistic people, they're not even seeing that this guy is giving you guys expo. You are not mentioning it's about Igbo. It's trying to spoil the Igbo business. You know, it's hard. It's hard to really help people, but at least even if it's 5%, you know, persons that you've helped to open their minds, you know, and give confidence to, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. And moving along. Speaking about, I really don't like talking about when Daniel Bola comes in because I think he's a joke. He's not someone to be taken seriously. He's just another dingbat from the watchdog, from Bayo Anonaga's team. So you know, it's sometimes when they come to speak, it's like, okay, what's this guy saying? It doesn't even make sense at all. Does the argument make sense? Are there facts to it? So I don't know that, but I will talk about the issue of the genocide of Christians. When they say it's assumed genocide of Christians, it's not assumed. Let's just take the case of the midget from Kaduna, Nasir El-Rufai. I think in 2022, I think it's 2022, this local government in Kaduna, it's Zango Kataf. Yes, Zango Kataf. That place over the years, predominantly Christians live in that area. Over the years, there's a lot of them have been quiet, a lot of back and forth. So what this man, when Nasir El-Rufai was in governor, was a governor of Kaduna State, he always put a curfew. When he puts a curfew, and then there was a time that there was a lot of fights and massacre, and I think he closed the place for there was no movement for 2 months, and then the next day when he released that communique, he said, okay, at least 6 to 6 p.m. But guess what? Within that time, there was a Christian teacher who was murdered in his farm, and Nasir El-Rufai didn't say nothing. And I remember 2023. In fact, the what they call this body, the Christian body of Association of Nigeria, they were really, really angry about it, and they spoke about it. They had a press conference. 2023, towards the middle or the beginning of 2023, I remember Rufai said this in public. It's not allegedly, in public. He said it. He said I think it was during the election. Yeah, he said, "Well, we should not. The Christians have no value in Kaduna State because most of the people who vote are the Muslims in Kaduna State, so they are really not really important in Kaduna State." Yes, he said that. He said that. It was unbelievable. He said that in a press conference. No, in fact, without batting an eyelid, and nothing happened. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? I wonder what the likes of Daniel Bala and Bayan Onuga, or even the Reno Moki will say. We'll talk about that. Would they say, I'm just guessing? Or it was just because, okay, now Rufai is not even in their camp now. We say, oh, that man never says the truth before anyway, so don't believe him. Or maybe he had a mental breakdown. He's not normal, because many of them are not normal. Would that be the response? That's what is happening in Nigeria. Obvious, especially in the northern states, a lot of Christians are being taken down. A lot of them. What's the name of that girl Mr. Alex always talk about? The one that was murdered in Kaduna State? Is it Deborah? Until date, the so-called former vice president, that Twitter feed that
Deborah. Yes, Deborah, yeah.
The so-called, what's his name? Mikano. The one that deleted his tweet. All of a sudden. Oh my God. Education is expensive, but try ignorance. And some people will still not reason. They will still not reason that these people are just playing a game, including Omoyele Sowore. As a matter of fact, I will say that activism, or what they call it, the one that he did recently on October 20th to say that let's release Nnamdi Kanu. It was one of Omoyele Sowore's experiments. Yes, and I think at some point his experiment worked. At some point, don't ask me what experiment it is. You figure it out, because I can't be giving you all the answers all the time. Figure out what the experiment was, and majority of people fell for it. So you can see it worked. So I just want to say, Daniel Bola, just enter house, I beg. You're just irritating with that ridiculous hat on your head. It's just ridiculous. A lot of Christians, I'm going to say it now, a lot of Christians have been taken down, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. Yes, Reverend Kuka, he knows this. Yes, he knows that. Many of the so-called Daddy Jews, they know that. I don't know, there was a question that a caller was saying, he was trying to agree with, what that man was saying, like, well, the Christian leaders. And he's right. Let me tell you, the reason why they're not speaking, because they've sold out. They've sold their soul. You can even call those ones Christian. You call them Christians. I don't know, maybe you guys worship, this so that the Jew, I don't know what they do for you. And the priest who was asking about where is Adeboye, where is Bakare, Ayo, sometimes I think she just want to play with the gallery, and it has nothing to do with Arise TV, because I know her husband is a pastor, a music pastor and everything, and I think she kind of I don't know, I don't want to say this generation of people who worship pastor and they kind of intertwine it with the cultural the cultural action of respecting elders and all that, but the truth would always stand. Ayo, stop covering for Adeboye. As a matter of fact, I was so irritated that you were covering for Adeboye and Bakari, saying that, oh, Adeboye is what, 80-something years old. Bakari is, how old was Pa Adebanjo, for Christ's sake? May God bless that man soul, wherever he is. How old was Pa Adebanjo? How old was that man? Was in his 90s when he was telling Nigeria in the 2023 election, going around different states, telling Nigerians like, if you don't vote for Peter Obi, Nigeria is finished. How old was that man? He was in his 90s, for Christ's sake, 90s. And do you know what the man said? That statement still triggers. It's like an everlasting word. He said, I have done my part. If you guys don't vote Peter Obi, Nigeria is finished. As for him, he will be enjoying in his grave. That's what he said. That's what he said. A man that knows that he has not sold his soul. A man that knows that he's not greedy. A man that knows that his legacy will live on. A man that knows that he has not sold his identity. He has not sold his conscience. Speaks like that. Speaks like that. Can Adeboye speak like that? Can Pastor Chris speak like that? Can Oyedepo speak like that? And Suleiman speak like that? Once again, I'm missing. There are too many of them. There are too many all over. Anima Shao, the one that's in London, and can they speak like Pa Adebanjo? Forget their titles, whether they are pastors or D or whatever. Can they speak like the way Pa Adebanjo was speaking? Most of you who are redeemed, in fact, I forgot to even add Cardinal Okoje of the Catholic faith. I forgot to add that one safe. What's the name of that pastor, popular Reverend Father Aloma? I've forgotten his first name. And they speak like how Pa Adebanjo was speaking. He said, he talked about Nigeria. He talked about what he did when he was younger. He said the truth because he knew that he had to tell Nigerians the truth. He knew that there were some people who were selfish and wicked and greedy and self-centered, and they were so absorbed. They were so absorbed with their passion of greed that they didn't even care about the consequences of what Nigeria would be. And they talk like that. Ayo, Adebanjo was in his 90s, I think he was 95 or 93 when he started coming out. Ayo of Arise TV. How dare you? How dare you? What are you worshipping? What are you worshipping? And if you look, before she made the statement, all of them know that she worships Adebanjo. What's his name? Daddy Gio of RCCG. All of them, they said, we know you're not going to talk on this matter because they know her. They know what she's done. They know who she's worshipping. They know. And people will say, oh, don't talk to the man of God. In fact, Mr. Elvis, if I start going to church issues and man of God issues, I am a Christian, a very proud one, and I believe in Yeshua. I don't call the name people use Jesus. That's King James. We don't want to talk about King James. I believe in Yeshua, but when I hear some certain things and see what people Mr. Elvis, I'm gonna step out on that side. And another thing too, I think we talked about the main thing now about how Oshiomhole and Akpabio shot down Natasha. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. When you talk about, I'm going to talk about two things: the defilement issue, and also about how Natasha is being treated. And talk about how subtle, even Rufai and even Ojiokwe kind of say, oh, they're kind of giving credit to Akpabio because he was gracious. Hi, God, my head. Jesus is Lord. Akpabio was gracious. Like, seriously? Are you guys trying to give him a free hand? Are you trying to give Akpabio a free hand just because? Why did you give him a free hand when this lady was raising her hand to speak? And they didn't allow her. Not today, not yesterday. They didn't allow her to speak. And all of a sudden, because of one incident that she was not even allowed to speak, you even say she's gracious. This kind of silent worshipping in the name of respect. It irritates me. And this is what Nigerians see every day. They absorb it and they think it's normal. It is not normal. Arise TV, Nigerian media, it is not normal. I don't know why you people are damaging the minds of the Nigerian people who cannot think for themselves, who have no confidence in themselves. You are damaging their mind, their thought process. You're not giving them chance to have a different thought about things that's possible, things that are wrong in our eyes. We're accepting it. We're glorifying it. We're trying to be subtle about it. It is wrong. If she wanted to speak, they didn't even allow her to speak about something that she asked for. And just because he allowed her, and you are trying to tell me there's no conspiracy against her? Like seriously? Like Nigerians? Do you think majority of the men who worship and support Akpabio are not in a cause? They haven't had their witch meeting or wizard meeting. Whether they are witches and wizards, they gather and say, okay, we will allow her talk, but this is where we're going. We will never allow her speak. Are you trying to tell me that kind of meeting never took place? Are you trying to tell me that kind of meeting never took place, Nigerians? Are you trying to tell me that kind of meeting never took place against Senator Natasha? Are you trying to tell me, and are you trying to tell me that Oshiomhole was not part of that meeting? There was definitely an agreement among some unscrupulous senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to chastise this woman, to make her feel unvaluable, to silence her, to make her feel invisible. And that is exactly what they've been practicing since this woman came. Since she came back to the Senate. Are you trying to tell me that meeting, that wizard meeting has not happened? Are you telling me, is Arise TV trying to tell me these things don't happen in Nigeria? Women are taken down, women are disrespected. Women are treated like third-class citizens. Are you trying to tell me? And then you're saying he was being gracious because he even allowed her to even open her mouth. Oh my God. Oh my Lord, we have a long way to go, man. We have a long way to go. Even if the Senate had rules. Like I saw one of my brothers, and I'm always telling him to come to the panel. Oh yes, we should stop overhyping this issue. But Natasha, we should follow the rules. Even if the Senate had rules. Let me tell you guys something. Rules and anything that is man-made, anything that is man-made in this world can be changed, it can be altered, and it can be given some special treatment. Anything that is man-made, whether it is rules, whether it is laws, whether it is regulation, whether it's something that's material, it can be altered, it can be changed. Certain situations can make that rule be silent for a little while. Anything that is man-made, anything that is man-made, including the laws, including the rules. This section 51 he mentioned, Akpabio mentioned, that Oshiomhole is standing like a cement on top of. You think they've not had meeting to obliterate this woman, silence her, so she can't talk, and she's just there as a figurehead, as a trophy senator? Because that's what they always like to, any beautiful woman in the corridors of power, especially amongst men. They always want to make her like a trophy. Every single time. I'm a woman, I know what I'm talking about. If you're a man, if you don't understand, please just be silent and don't judge me. I know what I'm talking about. It's in every facet of our society. Anytime a woman, a beautiful woman who is intelligent, is sitting amongst men, talking about serious issue, the men of, I'm talking about Nigeria, I don't know. In fact, it might happen in other countries in a subtle way, I don't know. But in Nigeria, they always want to make her a trophy woman. A woman that's just like a figurine in their living room there. Is beautiful, nice and pretty, leave it there. Don't say anything, don't just be there and pretty. Sit down there and be pretty and smile when I want you to smile. That she doesn't have a brain. It's disgusting. This male egocentrical, chauvinistic behavior is disgusting. It's disgusting. It needs to be stopped. It needs to be spoken about. How many senators, female senators do we have? Even the ones that are there. Senator King Bigbe. When this Natasha issue happened, look at the kinds of statements she was making. Even the first lady, the people's first lady, Remi Tinubu, look at the kind of statements she was making. That Remi Tinubu that doesn't take nonsense, that couldn't take nonsense from what's his name, Dino Melaye. And she knew what men do in the Senate. And because obviously how she knew the influence of her husband, but she stood her ground when she was a senator. She stood her ground, but look at what she was saying. Look at what what she was saying during Natasha's case. Like, come on. And Madam Oshiomhole, I'm just ashamed he came from Edo State to stand up to talk that rubbish. If it was one man from the north now, if he's a senator from the north, I'll say, okay, you know, this this is from Edo State, South, Edo State. And then that issue of defilement, do you know what defilement means? You are taking away somebody's innocence. And Oshiomhole said 20 years. I think Akpabio was saying that the person is underage at least 20 years. Defilement, you are taking away somebody's innocence. That is spiritual. For me, it's capital punishment. It should be capital punishment. And the Senate is so scanty. Like, how many people voting for all this? These are serious issues, man. They're serious issues that it's so scanty because we won't talk about child defilement. We have seen one senator that carried somebody from Morocco or Egypt. How old was she? Not 12 years old or 14 years old as his wife? That's underage. That's underage. So it's all these things that talking is just contradictory and it's crap. If they need to, that's maybe not in our gen, maybe at different times, because the mindset of this kind of crop of people is disgusting. So perhaps the main focus now is this abortion issue. Let us not bring American Roe v. Wade issue. This is a very serious and very complicated issue when it comes to abortion, because there's religious factor to it, there's cultural factor to it, and there's even personal factor to it. So, and if you're talking about it, please, if your uncle is in the Senate or your brother or your father, please tell them, if they want to talk about this issue, in fact, they should invite all the female senators, wherever they are. They should be specially be in that committee, if there's going to be a committee, because anything they do, there's always a committee just to spend money. Women should be like 80% in that discussion. They should be present. And Natasha should be present. Thank you very much.
They give Mother Rita time. She will talk for the whole session.
I'll talk for the whole day, Mr. Elvis.
Yes,
I can talk for the whole day.
I believe you. You know, this session, this opportunity is not always there.
It's not always there, and I'm so glad I'm just here. I know Black Panther, like, oh my God, somebody want to interrupt me now. You know, but Mr. Elvis, don't accept anybody. Just close and go and rest. Just close.
Anybody who come in, I will not accept them.
Hey, that's great. Yes. I'm just not joke I do.
Now, few people don't enjoy this.
Joke I do. Anybody can come in and talk. Mr. Idada and Justin Emmanuel, you're there. You can come in here.
Thank you. You know, people like Mr. Jonathan, Oga, you know, they don't enjoy this session. See, an Agbiri. We say we don't close. Now you want joy panel. I don't understand this thing. You know, yes, we say we don't close just now Black Panther. You know the year.
Madam Rita voice at the year. If they talk go another direction where I don't understand that.
What do you mean you don't understand? I know you were gonna come, I know.
Okay, we don't close Black Panther. We want to
go. Where they go? Retire for Nigeria matter. Where they go? Go affect you. Whether you do business, go Jerusalem.
I want rest. I beg.
You better they get your own break. You know they get your break. Then be your problem.
Not easy now.
Yeah, Nigeria they beat you left and right. Say one rest.
Not who they talk so. I beg. Make I go. Talk what you want. Talk quickly now, God.
You know they rest anything. If you like, make it close. If you like, close. You know they rest. You sit there for that bed. They think about Nigeria matter. See, I want to greet everybody. Greet mommy in diaspora. Greet Madam Rita and everyone out there. You see this Natasha issue. You see, Madam Rita, you spoke fine, but when you now try to redirect and make it look like man and women issue, not be so. Now the way we put our bed now with the lie put.
What do you mean? Okay, can you let
me make you understand. Let me make you understand.
Give an example of what I said. Not just generalize it. Be specific.
You were speaking on a very good direction before. You made an example of the first lady or the female senators that were opposing Natasha. Is it not the same Natasha that went through the fire and came out and is now seated there despite all the nonsense, those smelling, rickety human beings that we have in the Senate that call themselves men? Is it not them still disturbing? Why are those women sitting down? Why is the First Lady of Nigeria speaking contrary to what you are talking about? It is not in the men or the women. It is it is not the men actually. It is for the women to stand as one entity and talk. Until we have that in Nigeria, these men, they're not going to ever change.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Women to stand as what? Under
Yes,
what?
I
What are you
want
talking
women
about?
to unify and stand and speak with one voice. Natasha is going right, some people are going left. That is why the men are gathering power to make all this their dirty kind of character. They bring it to the Senate and they'll start.
Black Panther, you've broken down. I'm not hearing you anymore. But that's exactly what I was talking about. Black Panther, if you are there, we can't hear you anymore. Oh, Mr. Elvis, can you hear me?
We have to stand, the women have to stand together and fight as a bunch.
You don't see Black give us a mandate. You don't see this one as well.
Because
wait till come with this one now, eh?
Where did I go? Give us our mandate now, even if it's 2 minutes. But give us our mandate.
Wash. If they don't fight, if the women don't come together, the men that are with them, we can do less. The women have to come as a group because they have a lot of.
How you gonna expect women to come fight? Are you not a husband? What
See, look. This one is not. This one is not the. Wait now. Look. Don't redirect what I'm saying. Understand me very clearly. See, when Natasha was being pushed down, it took some men who fought alongside that this is wrong.
No, be some men, the husband they behind Nangiriba.
That is what I'm saying now. The husband was there. Some of us were still supporting her because we believe in what she's fighting for.
These men have daughters.
I beg. Don't even interfere with my talk. Just leave me alone. May I talk? If you don't understand, let the people out there understand me. They know what I'm saying.
Understand what? See, you have
Just,
to be behind.
I beg, mute him. Mute this guy, I beg. Mute him, I beg.
Black Panther, the fact that they have daughters.
I don't want anybody to talk again. Let me speak. Let me deliver my message.
Okay.
See, everybody in every. This is my disturbing my ability to speak now. Everybody needs an arrowhead. There is an arrowhead in the Senate against this woman that has singled out herself to fight. Rita make an example of when the First Lady was in the Senate. She was fighting. Nobody rose against her. The women were with her. But why is it that now Natasha is fighting a true just cause and the women are backing against her?
It's because they know she's married to a mafia boss. That is why they were supporting her. Let us say the way it is, please. Let us say it the way it is.
If they continue like this, they say, wait now, Naija wash. See, if they continue like this, look, let me tell you something. If they continue like this, it will be the same. We are going in a circle to fight something. You must get somebody who will speak, people who go to support and they go. We gather ourselves together as whether you're a female body. Female have to be at the front, like they are about women riots. They gather together, men were with them, supporting them. That was why they push it forward. But when you really say 2-3 men for the Senate, or they go feel oppressed, and no, if 4 women go together, it go hard before they bring them down for Senate. It go dey difficult. That is what I'm saying. It go dey difficult for the Senate to stand against 4 women in the Senate. It go dey very, very difficult. But when only one stand, it go dey very easy for them. That is what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say. Because if we don't, if Natasha back down now, it will be a continuous process. It will be a tradition. But somebody had to stand up in every struggle. And Natasha have already brought herself on anything for them to hit. Many men are with her, except some idiots that are sitting down there that don't believe in the power of women. That is what is happening. Natasha, we are with her. Whether she throw leg, go left to knock somebody head, I don't want to know. Let her have her way. Let women have their way in the Senate. Because the tradition, the tradition in the Nigerian space is that they have not given women an avenue to really speak on the Nigerian issue. And as they've not given, the women have to stand their ground, especially the professional women. The women that are professionals, that are standing in all these multinational companies that have their own company, they need to come out and stand with this woman, because if it affects one, it's going to affect them in every sector of every Nigerian sector is going to affect. They think this is a joke. If Natasha fail, all the women in Nigeria fail. That is the issue. If she fail, all the women fail in any sector, right? All of them will fail. Because
I disagree.
That is the tradition of Nigeria. We need to change it.
Failed. Black
Look
Panther,
at some women in African countries, they are becoming what? President, prime minister, president. That happen in Nigeria. What is it happen in Nigeria? But we need to push. We need to push it. It cannot be given to you as a platter of gold. As many men are with you, the women have to gather and speak. Look at when Natasha was saying fighting. If you look at it, few women that have strength, they were backing. The only few now come out. The remaining back out because they want to be politically right. That is nonsense.
Black Panther.
What?
I want you to retract that. Well, it's your opinion, but I would say that if Natasha fails, and I'm believing that she will not fail, but if peradventure that happens, it's not the women that failed.
See,
it's the entire men that failed.
Not the men. Look, men don't face since when our papa did for
you
tradition.
You are trying to make this topic sexist.
Madarita.
Even the days of yore, they respected women more than what was seen now.
Madarita, in South Africa, let me give you an example. In South Africa,
talk about Nigeria, I beg. Talk about Nigeria. I'm not interested in any talking about Nigeria, I beg.
Madam Tatisha, Madam Rita, your method, it no go fit work. This method,
so you think it's the method that will work?
See, the method I'm talking about. Let me tell Madam Rita.
My method, the Black Panther.
Hold on.
What do you think my method is? Because what do you think my method is?
The method you are applying. The method you are applying, let me tell you the method you are applying indirectly. The men that are out there, we look at it as if it is a fight against the men. I mean, the women fight against the men. That all the men are doing it.
It's your mind. It's not all men that think it that way.
No.
It's not all men that think it that way, Black Panther. It is you.
Have you fought a struggle? Have you fought in a struggle
and
before?
That is not my position, because you are assuming my fight. You are talking based on how you think.
Let me teach you how to fight in a struggle. Let me teach you how to fight.
I don't need to be taught. Why we listen to because I need to be educated.
You know why I need to be taught?
I'm learning. Let me tell you. I don't think I'll follow your way.
Let me tell you the system we use while we were in the university. Let me tell you the system we use. It also happened in university too, in Nigerian university. They oppress the women. They pull them down. They say the women in University of Port Harcourt, women cannot be vice president. We that were inside, that were making kings, we brought a lady from Delta who stubborn we push her, we technically push her forward for her to go. So some men rose up in the parliament, say no, that's the cackle. They say no. Now one of us rose up. We say lie, she must go. Then they do all of us. We spoke because we that were backing the president. We are think tank. We were strong. We make sure we fight with the women and we told other women to come up forward and push it. If you don't push it, we cannot. You have to push it so that we will support. That is how we got it. And that is how Nelson Mandela's wife became who she is. It's not in a platter of gold. You have to stand your ground because there's a lot of men that's in support of you. If you make it that all men are like that, if you go that direction, you cannot have a headway. You need to let a lot of men that are with dignity, with respect, to stand, and the women should also stand together, because if they not fit stand together, they not fit fight this fight. It go be like tradition. In our father's days, this is how it happens. Okay, what about, you see the great woman in Benin, the woman that sacrificed herself? Is that not a woman? Are they not worshiping her now? Was it not as a result of some men stood beside her that she did what she did? They stood beside her and she succeeded. Now they cannot erase her memory. She's like a demigod in Benin. That is what I'm saying. You cannot say, oh, it's all the men. You are now putting some of the men that were trying to come to the back of the women, you are now putting them beside them to say, oh, Moku, this woman is spoiled their fight. Let Moku join, put them one corner, Moku do our thing.
That is not it. It's your mindset. It's your mindset. That's not what I was saying. Black Panther. Don't take my words. It's your mindset that you are saying.
We know that.
It's your mindset.
No matter how you turn out,
the women fail. The men that failed.
Madam Rita, you are in a terrain.
To stand up for the truth, not the women.
Madam Rita, you are not in the Western world. You are in a terrain where.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. We can't go. Oh.
See, Madam Rita, look.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with you anymore. There's no point. There's no point.
Let me say this, you got to learn something. When you are in Africa, they don't think the way other people think. The men, they don't think. You can curse them, you can do anything. They will not move, they will not shift. It takes a man with the combination of a woman. If a woman wants to have his way, it takes a combination of from women and men to push it. But if a woman comes in a fight in Africa, Teresa want to fight only women, it is hard for that thing to get to a conclusion. No matter how many cause you cause this man, they don't go green change. Then their head go to swell up. The more you cause them, their head go to swell up. That is why we have to go in a very smart way. This is the era of thinking critically and making use of the weapons that you have, the idea that you have. Let majority buy it. Then you can move. If you don't allow the majority buy the idea you are having, you cannot have your way forward. That is the world we are in now. You will fight the generation come. Look at what is happening in America. Women are having their way because they fought. They were together with some men guide them, and they won. So what are we talking about? We cannot be castigating the men generally and later picking. No, you can't fight a war like that. You have to be very, very critical. You have to be tactical in your approach towards anything like this. It is something that is some people say, oh, in Islam it's men all the way. In Bible they say no, not all the way. The women has a role as a managerial role. That's what we say. So there are different traditions that yeah.
Madam Rita, if you check what Black Panther is saying, I agree with him. He's saying that the women should come together and leave the men aside, if I'm not mistaken, and do it themselves. Right? Black Panther, am I right?
The women should do it. Then the men that are with Natasha, they will give birth to more men. We will come forward and push them and will be at their back. So the men yes? That is what I saying, Wash.
No, I'm telling Madam Rita that there's nothing wrong with what you are saying.
That is what I'm saying. That is the ideal in the modern world now. Even during this man Martin Luther King time, this is the same way they fought, and the women got it. You cannot be cutting the men with something for back generally. Then you now make it as if it's women against men. Don't do it like that. Talk on what is happening to that woman, that particular man. Then she give birth to men that would support her. If you understand what I'm saying, it's very strong to understand. Yes,
Mr. Black Panther.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you hear me, but you don't listen. The narrative that you are playing out is, when it comes to me questioning the actions of the men or what they should do, you have a problem with that. And then you're not able to make it seem like I am attacking the men. You need a statement to say,
when you question,
let me speak. You said if Natasha tells women are failed, I'm correcting it. Like, it is the men that have failed. The men who refuse to speak up and are supporting men who are constituting a nuisance society, because all these men, all of them have wives. They all have daughters.
Madarita, you are not
So it's
speaking
not
to the
Natasha that failed.
substance.
The men fail to protect their wives and their
Madarita,
daughters.
we know that story you are saying.
My point. Don't you keep twisting
your
it
point
because you
no
feel
go
as if
work.
men should
Let me
not
tell
be
you why no go
corrected.
work. Let me tell you
My
why no
point
go
will
work.
work. It will work. Don't say that.
Madarita, look.
Because you're sounding egocentric. You're sounding like an egocentric, typical egocentric
Madarita, this
Nigerian
is
man.
not egocentric.
You
It has
don't
worked.
like to be criticized.
Madarita, what I'm
You don't
telling
like
you now.
men to be criticized. That's your issue.
Madarita,
that's all I have to say.
Madarita, there is an avenue where you can speak and criticize the men. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But when you are in a struggle to achieve one particular aims and objective, you also need the support of the men when you are fighting that fight.
We are in 2025. Women don't need to struggle now. Their economies, that women have 80% of their cabinet. Let me speak, because you have been speaking.
If somebody that is not,
you have normalized. Have normalized this behavior.
No, it's not normalized. It's natural. Look,
I'm supposed to take.
Madarita, what you are saying, it's if you continue on this trajectory, you are leading a war against the men. You are not going to succeed.
That is your own train of thought. That is not what I am saying. It is your own personal train of thought, Black Panther. You don't like men to be criticized.
No, you cannot.
You don't like it. Anytime you hear it, your tone changes, and then your train of thought makes it seem as if I'm attacking. But you're wrong. That's not what I was pinpointing at. You don't like men to be criticized. Why?
Madarita, let me give you this idea. Let me give you this proverb. You cannot weaken the power of the king. Are you getting me?
Oh my
you can take over the power of a king. You can take over the power of a king when you come forth with your own case. You understand me? Look, the men are looking at themselves as the Almighty in an environment. When you are talking about putting the women in a particular state.
Can somebody come to the panel?
Madarita, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Black Panther.
Madarita, this women liberation issue, we have to discuss it in the different context. See, it is also like cultural issue. You cannot merge the same different culture together. It will not work. The way you will do it, you got to be very critical in your thinking. You don't, if there's a problem here between a woman and a man, you don't say, oh, that is how men does. They feel that they are this. When you talk to them, you don't put a point like, you don't argue like that, or you don't fight like that. You don't fight like that in a struggle. You don't fight like that. This is how the women do. This is how the men does. They always feel inferior when the women are talking to them. You don't fight like that. You will lose. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, thank you, Black Panther. I thought I should just lay back, make una talk within yourselves. Yes, Madarita is right. Whenever she talk about, so especially in this particular area, Black Panther will come to counter. You know, now you say we be king, and you cannot quench words of the king. I don't understand that your ego.
Now parable I talk. Now parable, not be the king itself, like you see. No, now parable I just talk.
The men are the king. Not so you talk.
The men are picking themselves like a king.
And so what does that signify?
So that is the mindset Madarita is saying that I'm telling you back. That the men sometimes they don't want to hear anything from a woman's side. They belittle the women. But if you are fighting to somersault and have a position in a group, if you fight like that, you are going to even offend some men that are in the hood, in that atmosphere, that have said, oh, let me give the woman their right. But when you keep on biting on the men in a struggle like that, you will lose the support of others. Despite some, we still think it takes a lot of time to change the mindset of human being. It takes time. It takes a lot of therapy. That is where I'm going to. You have to fight a fight. Forget about the men's side. Fight the women's side, that this woman this is what she's doing is right. We must fight and make sure she does it right. Fight on that premises, but don't blame men are thinking, they always think. When you may say they always think, you have not categorized all the men. When you say they always think, they always say it, they always are afraid.
Why be say anytime Rita talk, go this area, anywhere you go.
Yes, I need to help her because she's fighting, she's saying something that will make it fruitless. She cannot win the fight. She cannot win the fight by going this way. God did not make a mistake creating a man and a woman. You cannot cut the man at the back. Then you want to win a fight that the men, oh, they are gullible. They are always saying it. You can't change things like that.
Black Panther, this narrative that you are putting
this is what the Western world are saying here, and they are losing it.
Very untrue. Right, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Hold on 1 minute. Back gold. You said you wanted to come up, but you need to pay before coming up. Where did you get that from? We don't pay before coming up, oh my brother. Whether a brother or sister they behind the name, I don't understand. Don't label us wrongfully. Where did you get that information from, Abi? You said you wanted to come to the panel. That's what you mean, right? And then you now said before coming up, which Nigeria actually ready for a payment now. I don't know what you're talking about. We don't ask you payment to join the panel. All right. You just click on the link. There's a link we posted on the comment section. You click on it, you find yourself on the panel and give your submission and go home and sleep. Simple. You know, they charge people to come to the panel, madam. In case of next time, we are only talking about what is affecting us, calling out the satanic government leaders, politicians that have impoverished you and I, if you are a Nigerian, that put us where we are today. That's what we are doing here. You know, we are not sentimental over our submission on this platform. We don't care who you are. We call you out if you are doing the wrong thing. And we calling people out for doing the wrong thing. We cannot be doing the same thing. So we don't charge people to be on the panel, for God's sake. I've never done that. We have never done that. And we will never do that. So get that straight. Thank you. Although your comments are wonderful in the comment section, I like it. You can still engage on the comment section. A lot of people out there. We are learning and we are reading all. Thank you very much. Madam Rita, go ahead and quickly say what you wanted to say. 1 minute.
Yes, I just want to say that, you know, Black Panther keeps getting this narrative or this sense that maybe I'll just have this pull down syndrome for men. That's a very wrong narrative. I'm not that kind of person at all. I am not. And I sometimes, you know, I get so upset. I don't know where you got that notion from. That you just always have to make it seem like I shouldn't, how dare me criticize? And even if I didn't criticize at all, the assumption is I have this pull down syndrome for men. Like, come on. I've always said I am not a feminist. I don't want to be a feminist. I love men and I believe it's a man's world. But however, in the scheme of things, like, for example, I know that there are different levels in society and everybody has their place, you know, but when it comes to like a situation like Natasha, where somebody has sexually abused her, you know, they try to pull her down, and then she's in a place where you have that's populated by men, especially a place where people make laws. It's a serious place, for Christ's sake. And she's also part of that class. She's also part of that class. They just have a class monitor, and then he has this clique of people. Just because she's the woman who spoke up about how she's being treated, just because of that, they have this wizard meeting and say, you know what, we're going to have a pull down syndrome, which I'm addressing. But now you try to interpret it to say I am wrong, my method is wrong. I mean, you're just doing the same thing what these men are doing.
I'm not doing the same thing, Madam Rita. Your method is different from your stand.
But Natasha's method of speaking up the way against her. But what you're doing the same thing
here.
You
see what Madam Rita is misunderstanding. If misunderstanding is because of
you don't like to be criticized. You don't like it.
Now, final submission.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis.
Let me give my final submission, please.
Okay, your own and 1 minute as well.
I beg, Naija Watch. This thing is very, 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 very critical. You see, this thing not be say I just come one day they criticize Madam Rita. Madam Rita ideal is not wrong, but our methodology is wrong. Go all this thing where you should talk, put them for inside AI. You cannot have a way because there's a natural stand. There's a natural stand there. The only way you can have the way is that you mobilize the women to speak with one voice, to stand whenever their case comes up, to stand on the path of truth. And the Aba women made a way because they were standing on one particular methodology and they got their way. But when you have an ideal, I know you have an ideal, but your methodology, if it is wrong, when somebody is trying to correct the methodology, you should take a brief understanding, a little bit, and go into your cocoon and see to it. If you keep on saying you don't understand, it's like you're chicken away from it. I want the women to have a lot of members in the House of Senate and the House of Rep. But how do we go about it? That is the methodology. We cannot use the methodology of saying most men are rejecting. No, put that one aside. We'll go fight that fight later. Now we have to put a law in the house. How do you win the position of the men to support you to put this law, like marrying underage ladies, children? You need support of the men too. But if you cast the men to this side today, you now part the men. The men, they don't feel part them like that. You have to speak. You may have to come together. Then many men that have their senses will stand on the side of the women and push this bill. Look at the women in the Senate. They are divided. Natasha is going left. The other one is going right. Madam First Lady is going left because of their political whatever. This is not politics. This, if you make this stand, the generation of women coming will benefit. That is what I'm looking at. Let us stand together to make a law. But the women need to come as a strong entity together. Not when they are speaking, they are fragmented of women that are supporting Natasha. Look at Natasha's case. A lot of men are supporting her than the women. Look at women that came for rally. They didn't know what was happening. They gave them money. How can you be conjured with money to fight a cause that will change your daughter's life in the future? That is what I'm talking about. That is the methodology I'm talking about. Your methodology, I don't have hope in it. That's what I'm saying. I want this methodology. Let us go. Let women come together. It will bring in a lot of men that have that ideal, like that method to bring a lot of men.
Thank you. All right. That's fine. There's nothing wrong in opposing and standing against other people's opinion. That's fine, as long as it's in a respectful manner. I don't mind. In fact, I enjoy it. I enjoy it when we are countering ourselves here. So it's a good thing. I like the fact that Madam Rita have to stand by her words, what she believes on. And I will say you go mind your business. I mean, you still stand by your own and leave Madam Rita's submission alone. Because now they jump into her own submission. Say she's not right. She should have gone this way.
I know the job. I dey support her. I said the methodology. Now they are against.
Waiting for Kosa methodology.
I want the women to win because I have a daughter too.
Okay. All right. No, well, but you can still come in a different form, different dimension without not jumping on our own methodology and just speak for the women.
Mr. Always, we'll come back to this kind of discussion again. It's going to repeat itself. So if my methodology doesn't work, Black Panther, does that mean that every woman has failed? The failure is also on the men. Because the men,
Natasha is talking about Akpabio.
Stand up and to say, what this lady is saying is right too. But there are men that are keeping quiet and they're waiting for it to fail. When it fails, always, if the PK no good, na the mama. But the
yes, let them sit quiet and expect it to fail. But the men that matters, you not allow it to fail.
Still in the 1900s, the way you talk sometimes I'm shocked that you live in a modern society like the United
Madam
States.
Rita, I don't practicalize it what they do. Now they tell you so. Don't be to book. I don't practicalize them.
It's not about book. I'm not talking about book here. It's not really about book.
When you put a vice president of a union as a woman, you think it's easy to put a lady as the vice president of a union of students? It's not easy, my sister.
All right.
Because they got that methodology from their forefathers and their fathers before. And that is, in fact, let me just end this here because it's going to a different topic.
Una do well. We need to round up now. Thank God say give us a mandate, the vanish. Let's round up. We'll continue from where we stop. Fingers crossed by God's grace tomorrow. Thank you very much, Madam Rita. I want to thank you very much for holding the platform for people like Black Panther to come in and give us a mandate. Thank you for coming early. It means a lot because if everybody don't come early, there's every possibility, say, me here, I'll just do 48 hours, depend on how long my presentation goes anyway. Then I add a 20 minutes or 30 minutes monologue. I don't take off. Tele. If they feel me so. So anybody who comes in first, I always have so much respect for them because they are the one that kept the platform for you. I wish everyone on the panel can start acknowledging who came first. I say thank you very much for keeping the platform for us. Yes. Now the person, if not the person, it go hard before that. So just look at submission of Black Panther today. Submission of despite it was a very small contribution from Give Us a Mandate, is already glued to this broadcast. It means a lot to everyone. It's an argumentative submission where nobody is winning, nobody is losing. Which because you don't know, the people listening to us right now are different from the people that is coming back later to watch the video. You get? So every submission here means a lot to us. All our commenters, my callers, all means a lot to us. So whenever we are on air, we are not fighting, we are only opposing, disagreeing with each other. It's a normal thing. That's why it's called panel. And God, I will bless you now. Madam Rita, once again, I appreciate you for all that you do. My brother, Black Panther. I even say that Black Panther is busy right now. He still find a way to join. He's busy with his family. I can see what you guys cannot see, but he still came in to quickly say one or two things. I appreciate you all. Give us a mandate. Thank you. I appreciate you. And those of you that are calling to the show, Madam Deborah, twice. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Madam. Madam Origin, thank you very much. And Mr. John from America, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Mr. Jonathan, thanks for calling in. Although you're calling in, you can't give me exam question. Make I go the answer and they go. Yes, I appreciate you all. And those of you who supported the channel, thank you very much. Didi Anthony and Mr. Joseph Oji. God bless you all, my people. I'm very, very grateful. While my people on the comment section start with my mother of all mom diaspora. Thank you very much, mommy. I appreciate you always. Thanks for always being there for us. Thank you, my dear brother Abu Aziz. Thanks for all that you do. I appreciate you always. By the way, where is Madam Martina Obasuji? We don't look for a tire. Where is Madam Busy Brains? And many others. So say when I mention only two names, and I don't already enter trouble in advance. Because say, you don't care about me, you don't mention my name, you go to call that people. Don't be biased. I'm not deliberately doing it too. Now the way the name take my brain, that's why I think they call them. Even you are not called. I don't have anything against anybody on this platform. I beg. When I use trouble to find me. If you know you are part of us, we have not heard from you for a while, please find a way to come in again, put your voice here. You belong here. We are together. I appreciate you all, my people. Thank you very much. I love Maduka, Mother Stella, myself, Mother Peggy Body. I appreciate every one of you right there. Thank you. And many others right there. Michael Carter. Thank you, CEO. Thank you. I appreciate you. Daughter of Zion. Thank you, Paul. Mr. Paul, I can see you. Thank you very much. There, Back Good. Thank you very much for your comments. We're looking forward to having you on the panel someday. Thank you very much, everyone else right there. Ijedima and many, many, many more. And people, we've come to the end of this broadcast. Endeavor to join us again tomorrow, fingers crossed, by 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that affected you and I. If we can, if the time is permissible, we will upload 1 or 2 pre-recorded videos for you during the day. But if not, we are always here waiting for you, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, so that we can continue to talk on the things where they affect you and I. And God bless our people. I'll say, have a good night and bye for now.
Shoti Romo to Jedo, Idon to Judolo, Idon to Betomi, Idon Gongon. I was skin a bushing John. Say, Bodu Gongonido, Odu Gongonido, Odun Tomono Mido, Odun Tomono Mido. She won't go Lamundo, Odun Ladi Adekola, Adekola Adekawo, Adekawo Adekawo, Adekawo Adenovo, Odun Yeda, Odun Yeda, Shoti Rido to Judolo. I was skin a bushing John. I was glory bushing John. Otaro bushing John. Odun Ladi Adekola. Okay, Shimano William, Shimano William. Okay, what do? Odun Ladi Adekola, Adekola Adekawo, Adekawo Adekawo, Adekawo Adenovo, Odun Ladi Odun Novo, Odun Ladi Odun Novo, Odun Ladi, oh what he did, Odun Ladi, oh what he did, Odun Ladi Odun Novo, Shimano William, Shoti Rido to Mowona, Enyo Ajewole, Ayo Ajewole, Enyo Woli Yagba, Salako Elomiko, Iwo Gongon lo nilu, Salako nilu wadu, Salako nilu wadu, baby debe, Salako lulu for me, Salako lulu, Salako nilu, Salako nilu wadu, Woli Yagba Salako to lulu, give me the vibe out here, give me the move, give me the vibe out here. Don't play. Amuloriga, Alologo fole, Kìí bí mo ṣe, mo ní wọ́n ti yọ́nú sí ẹ, ọmọdé kan yọ́nú sí ẹ, àgbàlagbà kan yọ́nú sí ẹ, ẹni bá yọ́nú sí ẹ, ó máa wá ṣọ́ọ̀jì. Ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba òun lẹ́ ó bá. Ó ní àánú làáríga, adé orí ọ̀, ọlọ́lọ́gbọ̀gbọ̀ fọlẹ̀, adé orí ọ̀. Oya ṣàkó sí wọn, ṣàkó sí wọn, yé ṣàkó sí wọn, ṣàkó sí wọn. Oya do ṣàkàrà náà, oya do ṣàkàrà náà, oya do ṣàkàrà náà. Ṣàkó sí wọn, oya sọ pé ṣáma wò mí, ṣáma wò mí, ṣáma wò mí, ṣáma wò mí, adé ṣáma wò mí, ṣáma wò mí, ṣáma wò mí, adé ṣáma wò mí, ṣáma wò mí, ṣáma wò mí, adé ṣáma wò mí. Sọ pé ẹni tó bá nínú tèmi Jésù ti dàdé, labalábá tó bá dènà aṣọ rẹ̀ ajá, èmi yóò máa yọ nínú Olúwa, Olúwa ṣeun ó fèrè síṣẹ́. Ọba tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fún ní láìpò, yóò ṣe fún wa yọ ó bàbá. Ìwọ tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fẹ́ni tí ó mọ̀ yìí, ó mọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n fún wọn bàbá. Sọ pé ọba tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fún ní láìpò, sọ pé mo wá yọ ó bàbá. Ìwọ tó ń ṣọlẹ̀ fẹ́ni tí ó mọ̀ yìí, ó mọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n fún wọn bàbá. Ó ṣùgbọ́n rẹ̀ ní ṣe fún ìgàn, ó ní ṣe fún ìgàn, ó ṣe fún ìgàn, ó ní ṣe fún ìgàn. Ẹ wọ ọmọ náà, ẹ wọ ọmọ náà. Ọmọ ṣe no dey struggle to find, ọmọ ṣe no dey struggle to find. Ẹ wọ ọmọ tí ó wẹ̀ tó ń dán, ẹ wọ ọmọ tí ó wẹ̀ tó ń dán. Ó fi beauty jí wọn lọ, ó fi beauty jí wọn lọ, ó fi jíjà jí wọn lọ, ó fẹ́ náà jìnnà wọn pa. Ṣé ìwọ ṣe fún ìgàn? Ó ní ṣe fún ìgàn, ó ní ṣe fún ìgàn, ṣe fún ìgàn. Ok, find your yẹn dà.
This is what we are living in this world, all of us today in motion. Everybody there in motion. Moving to our various stations. As we there in motion, make we do good to ourselves, yo. Make we do good to our neighbor. Before we reach our station, every walk gets paid. Every walk gets paid. Whether not good or good. God. I make a fear my maker. Oh, come on, song. Organize. My God, I make a fear my maker.